As a graduate of the University of Calgary, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge its true.
Hello, football fans, and welcome to McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta, where it's a beautiful day for football. Sunny and 29 degrees this evening for this season's opening Canada West football matchup between the University of Saskatchewan Huskies and the University of Calgary Dinos. I'm Riley Pollock. With me today is Drew Carpenter. Drew, it's a new season full of possibilities for these two teams, but on paper, we have a Vanier Cup finalist in the Huskies and a Dinos team, a very young Dinos team that missed the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Does how last season played out factor into the start of this season for these two teams?
I mean, it has to, right? You've got the Huskies coming off Vanier Cup finalists. As much as it hurts to lose that game, still tons of confidence, feeling good. They returned a lot of quality players, so they're looking to make that happen again. The Dinos, on the other hand, bit of a tough finish. I remember 2006. I was there, unfortunately. But you know what? They're a young, athletic squad. They're just going to have to deal with, the lack of experience.
Absolutely. And both these teams did manage to get an exhibition game in. The Dinos didn't fare so well. There was lots of penalties and a few touchdowns called back. The Huskies aired the ball out a lot in their exhibition game, so we'll see if that factors into tonight's regular season opener. Up next, it's the Canadian National Anthem and land acknowledgement from McMahon Stadium, and then we have the kickoff to the Canada West football season between the Dinos and the Huskies. Let's get down to field level.
Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nations and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bears Paw, and Wesley's First Nation. As a graduate of the city of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. Confederacy comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nations and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bears Paw, and Wesley's First Nation. The city of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Libby.
Welcome back inside the booth. Riley Pollock and Drew Carpenter up here for some play-by-play for some Canada West football action between this young Dinos team. A lot of players on this team, Drew, have a lot to prove to start this season. It's a bunch of first and second year players. We need to see those new stars of the Dinos' future shine here, and it starts with game one.
Oh, you better believe it. These guys have a ton to prove, as you say, and this is their opportunity to shine. The nice thing is, it's first game for both sides. So as much as we talked about the experience that Saskatchewan has coming in this game, coming off a Vanier Cup finalist position, the Dinos not making playoffs, it doesn't matter. It's game one of a new season, and the team that shows up makes it happen.
We've got a flyby coming through here to kick off this season. That always gets a guy fired up.
That got the crowd's attention.
Yeah, sure did. And it will be the Huskies back to return to start this game. The Dinos will kick it off, and it's a potent Huskies offense that has returned quite a few of their players. We'll see how it goes today, as it will be Caden Miller back there to return alongside number 7, Ted Kabongo. As the Canada West season is officially underway here from McMahon Stadium, it will be Kabongo to return, but he takes a knee in his own end zone, and that'll be a point for the Dinos. The Dinos have their first lead of the season. It's 1-0 on the Rouge.
Lots of energy on that kickoff. A few players on their backs. Guys all over the place. Good to see. You know, that first hit of the game, that's what matters. You get that out of the way, shake off the cobwebs, and it's game time.
The Huskies start from their own 35-yard line after taking the knee in the end zone, and it will be fifth-year starter Mason Nios. So close to a championship last year, a Vanier Cup championship. Didn't quite get there. You know he wants to get back to the title game this season. In the pistol set to start here. 2 receivers to his left. Takes the snap. Nios goes deep early and has a man all the way. He's going to get it into the end zone on the first play of the game. The Huskies lead 6-1.
Yeah, just a quick hitter by the Huskies going after the Dinos right off the bat. Got a little under route with corner over top. Nice 3-step drop. Fires it up there, and you know the defenders got to keep the receivers underneath them. They got to stay over top, maintain their leverage, and in this case, just get beat. Of course, you can't take away from a great catch, great play by the Saskatchewan Huskies.
87, Daniel Perry into the end zone, the 4th-year student from Calgary, Alberta. You know he loves that to start his season.
Yeah, and I think if you're the visiting team, that's what you want to do. Come out, be aggressive, get some points on the board, and set the tempo.
On to kick the extra point here is Soli, and he gets it through the upright. 7-1 Huskies, just 21 seconds into this one. As not the start the Dinos wanted. I believe it was Jacob Biggs in coverage there, and he's one of the players on this Dinos team that isn't one of those rookies that we've been talking about, so you know he's going to want to bounce back after that play.
Yeah, Jacob's one of the guys that you definitely want to be able to rely on defense. Ultimately, I think the Dinos want to be able to rely on their defense, just generally speaking. They've got more guys returning it on that side of the ball. And, you know, early in the season, defense tends to have a bit of an advantage because you're really just out there being an athlete and playing, whereas on offense, you have to have your timing down. Everyone has to know where they need to be at the right time. Clearly, Saskatchewan came ready to play. And
it's not necessarily that Biggs was in terrible position. It looked like he was kind of in the hip pocket there, just had his head turned the wrong way as the ball was in the air. And it led to the Perry touchdown. We'll see if the Dinos can counter here. They're back to return as standing at their own goal line as the kickoff comes from the 45. Interesting kickoff lineup here. Just the 3 to the one side, and they're going to go to the wide side of the field with the kick. That's a live ball as it bounces backwards, and I think the Huskies might have got on that football. Indeed, it is Huskies football as the Dinos had blockers facing the wrong way there, and the returners couldn't get to the ball in time. The Huskies, after just scoring a touchdown, will start from the Dinos' 27-yard line.
The Saskatchewan Huskies execute a sky kick nearly perfectly. The backspin on the football really helped him out there, but ultimately, with the Dinos receiving, as a returner, you see that ball short, you've got to be attacking it. And we're just waiting too long. It's one thing on a punt where the ball is not essentially live, unless the punter is active. Way different on a kick return.
Nios in the shotgun, 4 receivers to his left. Now 2 shift to the right. Nios fakes the handoff on first down, has all the time in the world, goes deep, nobody home. And I think there might be a roughing the passer call coming here.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart play by Nios. He knows he's got to get rid of the football, but he just hangs on a little bit longer, tosses it where no one can get to it, and really goats that defender into his face.
And that was number 55, Salim Frazier.
Calgary number 55.
That takes the
15-yard penalty. First down.
Clearly, I mean, just not the ideal start for Harris and this Dinos team. And, you know, they cause an incompletion here that maybe settles them down a little bit, and they take the roughing the passer penalty.
This is what we're talking about with youth, but we'll see. They can bounce back.
Pistol form, 4 receivers start to the left of Nios. The 50-er from Regina, Saskatchewan, hands it off up the middle. There's a decent amount of room there. The tackle made by number 3, Jacob Biggs. It'll be a gain of, let's say, about 7 yards, and it'll be second and short.
No shortage of big boys on the O-line in Saskatchewan. That's always the case, and they're going to create space. You know, as much as Saskatchewan is missing Mackhart, they kind of aren't, because it's really about having that big O-line.
Pistol form, 4 to the left. Second and 3 here for the Huskies. They are inside the 10-yard line of the Dinos, looking to go up 2 scores. Nios dumps it out to the flat, and that's another touchdown for the Huskies, pardon me, and that will be Josh Iwanchina. And it's now 13-1 with the extra point to come here, Drew.
Yeah, so the Saskatchewan Huskies kind of go back to the old school playbook, the fullback out. This is a play we used to practice against and prepare for all day long, and what they're doing is just clearing receivers inside, trying to get the defenders to make space and sneak that running back out. You need a linebacker or a dropping defensive line, someone to pick up that player. Dinos let him get by.
Yeah, Iwanchina wide open there. I saw the linebacker trying to scrape across all the traffic, but he was a good 15 yards away. And the extra point is good. It's now 14-1 for the Huskies here, with 13-19 still to go in quarter number 1. We have yet to see the Dinos offense on the field.
Yeah, admittedly, I was a little bit concerned about this sort of start, knowing Saskatchewan would be coming in with a lot of confidence, a lot of experience, and also knowing that Dinos are on the opposite end of that. And, you know, unfortunately, we're off to a bad start from the Dinos' perspective, but for Saskatchewan, you know, this is what they expect to do. You know, they're feeling good about it, and it's going to be tough for the Dinos to get them to let their foot off the gas.
Looked like Liam Reed's assignment there, the linebacker, but he was picked at least once, maybe twice there, trying to get out to the flat.
Yeah.
Just wasn't happening.
That's that legal pick.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's the way football's played.
We'll see what the Huskies have up their sleeve on this kickoff here. Is a more balanced looking kickoff here instead of just the 3 to the one side like we saw in the first one that saw them pick up the loose ball. Soley walks up to the ball and gets this one away, much deeper this time, right down to the goal line. The Dinos return, a nice return up the middle there, as it's Clark, Matthew Clark, the running back, taking the ball back to about the 24-yard line. We'll call it a 22-yard return.
Yeah, reasonable return by the Dinos, but good coverage by Saskatchewan, staying in their lanes, forcing the runner into a pocket, leveraging him for a nice open field tackle.
And now we see Matteo Spolatini, Drew, as he has to lead this young offense and taking the reins. Maybe a little banged up in practice this week, but ready to go here for game number 1.
Well, he's got the pedigree. Let's see what happens.
Abrook in the backfield in the pistol. Spolatini takes it, hands it off. Abrook looks like he has some room there on the zone run play. And maybe 2 yards here. It'll be second and long for the Dinos.
Yeah, Dinos looking to create some space, stretch things out wide there. U of S does a good job just expanding laterally, keeping the running back inside, and forcing a short gain.
This Dinos team always known for a strong offensive line. Probably not used to the youth that they have this year, but there's been some good players through this O-line, and I expect some players to shine here, even if they're in their first or second year. Spolatini in the pistol once again, 2nd and 8. Drops back, pressured from the backside, uses his legs to get away, and he'll slide about 2 yards short of first down yardage, and it looks like the punt team will come out for the Dinos.
Yeah, so Mateo, we're watching him in spring camp, and he was running around a little bit in the scrimmage game. And at the time, Eric Glavick was quarterback coach with the Dinos. And similar prototypical type quarterback, tall, more of a pocket type player from the look, but he's pretty athletic and can move around.
Give them about 5 yards on the rush there, so 3rd and 3 for the Dinos from their own 31-yard line, and they'll punt the ball away. Snap back, and good punt there, all the way back to the Huskies' 20-yard line. And now a return up the right side to the outside, and a big hit up against the sidelines. That is number 32, Ben Abrook, the running back that lays the boom on special teams.
Absolutely booming kick, and that's something the Dinos need right now. Get himself a little bit of a breather, some field position.
Chris McLean with the kick there, and the Huskies will start. They haven't placed the ball down anywhere, it doesn't look like. Penalty on the play against the Huskies as they're going to get pushed back here for a hold and have to start from their own 20.
I believe Chris McLean was a transfer from U of T, playing out there past seasons, and brings a big leg to the Dinos, which is helpful.
Big penalty there on the play. It'll be the 10-yard line that the Huskies start from. We'll see if the Dinos can use this field position to their advantage on the defensive end of the ball and maybe get a much-needed stop here in the first quarter. Now shotgun formation. Passing on first, dumps it out to the running back again, and some room. And it will be Deacon Taylor Young making the tackle there, but another close to first down here for the Huskies as Uenchina gets about 9.5 yards.
Yeah, Saskatchewan's playing some methodical football, which is what they're known for, what I fully expect to see them do today.
Dino showing pressure, could have been offside there, not sure which way it's going to go, but I think there was a Dino in the neutral zone there. Waiting for the call here from head referee Artis Olekson.
Offside. Calgary number 96. It's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Moves the ball up to the Husky 25-yard line and a first down here, Drew, and a couple penalties for this defense early in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of learning on film so far in this game. And we're not even 5 minutes in.
Huskies fresh set of downs from their own 25-yard line. 3 receivers to Nios's right. Handoff on first down. Tackled after about a 2-yard gain there. As the Dinos make a stop on first down, it'll be 2nd and long for the Huskies.
Yeah, some solid penetration from the wide side there in the Dinos. That'll give them a little bit of confidence. Hopefully they can force a 3rd and long here.
Pistol set. 2 receivers shift to the right, 1 stays. Nios drops back, looking for an outlet on the curl, and a pass jumped and swatted away there. As it was Chisda that knocked away the deflection, but I believe it was number 23, Mushenza, that almost had a pick six going the other way.
Yeah, just a good read by the halfback here. Eyes on the receiver, attacks the hips, and gets there almost in time. But of course, we'll take a knockdown all day long as a DB.
Protect!
First stop of the evening for the Dinos, and the Huskies will punt the ball away. Nice kick there, and it'll be gathered at the 28-yard line. Room up the middle as Deacon Taylor Young with the return. He's out to his own 47-yard line, the best field position of the evening for the Dinos.
Another booming kick, but solid return there. You get 15 plus yards on a punt return. You're in all-Canadian territory on an average.
Spolatini comes out for his second possession as the starter for the Dinos. Aybrook in the backfield joining him. 3 receivers to his left. Aybrook takes the handoff up the middle. He's wrapped up quickly, maybe just the yard, and the Dinos had the heavy package in there too. A tight end and another receiver coming into blocks. Still good tackling from the Huskies to keep him short.
Yeah, Saskatchewan wasn't fooled there. They almost looked like they knew what was coming. They stepped up to the right side and just filled gaps and nowhere to go.
2nd and 9 Dinos from their own 48-yard line. They trail by a score of 14-1 here with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Spolatini in the pistol with Aybrook behind him. 3 receivers to his left. Now another receiver motions there, but it looked like the play clock ran out. We could get a delay of game here from the Dinos.
Calgary.
We got a timeout first before the play clock ran out. So no harm done here, just the loss of the timeout.
Yeah, coaches helping out their young squad, and that's something that's got to happen, right? When you have a young group of athletes on the field, the coaches need to take a little bit more responsibility, shoulder a little bit more burden, try to help these guys have some success, gain some of that confidence. But on the flip side, when you've got a veteran group like Saskatchewan does, we saw that on the last play, those guys know how to watch film, they know how to learn and look for little intricacies, little tells that the offense might have to let you know, here's what's coming.
For sure. Let's see what the Dinos can do following this timeout. Quick start for the Huskies, and like we talked about in the pregame, Vanier Cup finalists last year, and didn't lose a whole bunch.
No, they fully expect to be back in that position. They're going to be playing with that kind of confidence, that kind of mentality, because you don't get to that position without that.
No better time to do it than with a 5th-year starting quarterback in Nios, who has already shown off his arm this afternoon into the evening. And now the Dinos break the huddle. Let's see what they can do out of the timeout. 3 receivers to the left. 1 more motions, but sticks around on the other side. Spolatini takes the snap, looking backside, and a catch is made. And that will be a first down to number 85, Gob Dang.
Yeah, and that'll be a confidence-inducing play. Get a nice little out route on the short side. Receiver kind of back and forth, trying to get some advantage on the defensive back, create some space for that out route. Spolatini steps up, makes a nice throw. Now they got to do it again.
Nice catch there by Dang in traffic. And the Dinos have a first down. Aybrook in the backfield. Takes the handoff, has some space. Aybrook battles his way for close to 5 yards, I'd say. It'll be 2nd and medium here for the Dinos on a pretty decent running play.
Yeah, one of the, I'd say, advantages Calgary has with the run game here is U of S is playing a 3-4 defense, and if they don't bring extra guys, you've got 5-on-3 to make space, and that's a very doable thing.
Yeah, O-linemen are okay with that.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 here from the Husky 48-yard line. And they try the stretch play there, but that's gobbled up quickly as Seth Hundaby for the Huskies stops that before it could get going. It's going to be 3rd and long from midfield.
And that's what I'm talking about. Now they bring a linebacker, bring a little pressure. He managed to seek through. That's their Mac linebacker getting deep into the backfield, making a great play.
Yeah, just no one to block Hundaby there as the linebacker came in untouched to stop Aybrook about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Playing punts the ball away. Another good kick here. It's going to go into the end zone. We'll see if this one's returned, and it will be. It's a big hit there just outside the 5-yard line. The Dinos close quickly, but it might be Chris McLean as the player of the game so far in this one for the Dinos.
Seen some good quality special teams both ways. Kickers are doing their job, kicking the ball deep and placing it well inside the numbers, between the numbers and the sideline. I'm actually surprised Saskatchewan decided to bring that out. Personally, I would have taken the single and benefited from the extra field position.
Do get it out to the 20-yard line when taking it out, which I guess is enough, but I believe they would have got it at the 35 if they gave up the single. So
agreed.
Nios back in the shotgun. They were stopped on their last drive. Looks like it'll be a passing play. And no, an end around here. Watched nicely there, though. A beautiful tackle from number 16. Jordan Chisda, as he makes the play right at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit of a loss on that end around play.
Yeah, sneaky little, almost not quite a shovel pass, just a little like toss up front to the receiver running across. I mean, he gets the edge there and he's going a long way, so that's a major tackle, major open field tackle.
Second and long here for the Huskies from their own 19-yard line. They lead 14-1 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Snap back to Nios. He's getting pressured there, but dumps it off. A perfect play call here on the screen pass, and it looks to be close to a first down, but Uenchina is injured on the play, and he stays down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's knee. It kind of looked like he got hit coming across, but you said it yourself. Great play call. Mostly it's the athletes on the field making things happen. Don't want to take it away from them, but every once in a while the coaches really contribute. And I think Saskatchewan knew the pressure was coming. Opportune time to call the screen pass. Nobody in front.
T.S. Griffo on the tackle here, but hopefully Josh Uenchina is okay. He's in a lot of pain down there on the field as it looks like lower body.
Yeah, he does visibly look like he's in pain. You never want to see this no matter who you're rooting for. Hopefully it's temporary. Hopefully it's superficial, and we'll see him walk off under his own power.
Yeah, never like to see. Looked like he was grabbing at that knee after he was tackled, and he kind of got hit and then spun off it, and it looked like maybe just planted a little bit weird. We're gonna get another look at it here.
Yeah, it was a little awkward for sure. But you can see tons of room to run, that's for sure. And then it's coming up right here. It gets a little spin. Just kind of awkward.
It looked like he tried to cut there, and then on his plant, I'm not even sure that the defender got a piece of him. He just spun to the ground there, and he's walking it off somewhat under his own power here, and we just hope the best for that young running back as he'll go to the bench and get a little bit of help. Did result in the first down here for the Huskies, so they'll have a new set to work with from their own 31-yard line. 4 receivers to the left of Nios. Some confusion on the sideline here. Sounded like the ref was talking to someone about taking a visor off. Still confusion here for the Huskies.
I'm confused.
Yeah. Looks like we're all good to go here. One receiver motions to the left. Niles takes the snap, looks for the slant route there. Dodging one tackle was number 82, Daniel Weeb, and he'll battle for about 8 yards. It'll be second and short here.
Yeah, just a simple little seam underneath pattern. The slot back runs a seam and clears the defenders out, allows the wide receiver to come underneath. Quick hitter. Basically the equivalent of a run play throwing the football.
Second and about a yard and a half here for the Huskies as they look to add to their lead. Dinos stays in the gun. Hands it off up the middle. A nice tackle there. It's going to be close.
He definitely had the reach. Question is, I guess, where did his knee come down?
It's Riker Frank now in the backfield for the Huskies after that injury. They're going to bring in the sticks as
this is going to
close
be
enough to measure.
This is going to be inches, it looks like.
Zero doubt in my mind that no matter where this ball is placed, the Huskies offense will stay on the field.
Yeah, agreed.
Looked to me like they had to get the full 41-yard line, and I'm not sure that they did.
Yeah, no, the placement is a little short. I think they got it by
They sure did.
about 2-3 inches.
First down, Huskies from their own 41-yard line. Besides that big play off the start for the Huskies, it's been a lot of nickel and diming, the slants, the passes to the running back, but it's been working. And I mean, you don't change something that's working, especially on offense in a game of football.
Saskatchewan hasn't changed anything that's working for like 30 years.
Niles drops back to pass, looks deep again, and it's into the arms of his intended receiver. That is Rhett Vavra, as he was taken down there by number 5, Deacon Taylor Young, and it's another long play here from Nios and this Huskies offense.
Just like the opening play of the game, great route, great throw.
What a ball.
I mean, there's much more the Dinos can do, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to take away from Saskatchewan. These guys are making plays. That is a heck of a throw. In stride, over the shoulder. You can't do it much better.
Yeah, that's a beautiful ball there from Nios, who is back near the red zone here for the Huskies. Frank up the middle, stuffed for a second, battles forward. About 6 yards here. It'll be second and medium for the Huskies.
This is a good old school pop. Could hear that up from the booth here.
Sure was. As there's been a few good pops here in week number 1 of this Canada West football season. The only game underway right now is it'll be Manitoba and the University of Regina at 7 o'clock tonight. 2nd and 5 here. Huskies dropping back pass over the middle into the end zone, and a good defensive play there from Nate Boschman to keep that one from being a touchdown. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, a risky play undercutting the receiver, but it pays off as he gets his hand on the football, is able to tip it out. I mean, the receiver had position, but the ball was a little bit short, a little underthrown, given an opportunity for Dinos to make a play.
Boschman, the second-year player from Kelowna, British Columbia, with a big defensive stop there, and it's going to force the Huskies to come out and attempt a field goal. David Soley lines up from about the 24-yard line here. Snap is back, the kick is up, and it's good. The Huskies add to their lead, but not in the form of a major like the first 2 times. It's now 17-1 after the field goal with 2:52 to go in the first quarter.
I think the Dinos can take a little bit of momentum from that drive. They gave up a big play, but it didn't kill them. They made a play in their defensive end to keep the Huskies from scoring. I mean, it's the little things. You gotta find the little wins in a game like this early on. We still got tons of football to play. Saskatchewan, on the other hand, of course, is just riding high.
Yeah, Sask moving the ball pretty well here. It's been a couple of big plays, and the nickel and diming that we've been talking about as well. But Niles has to be happy with his performance so far in this first quarter.
Absolutely.
Dinos come back out, starting from their 35-yard line. Abrook takes the ball. Pardon me, that won't be Abrook. As a nice run there towards the first down marker. It was number 20, Javier Williams, that got the ball on that play, and he bounces it out around the outside for close to a first down.
Yeah, it looks like we got a couple Dinos into the second level, create some space, and allow the running back to do his thing.
The Dinos stay in the pistol here on 2nd and 1. They have 4 receivers to the left. Spoltini hands it off again. And a big hole opens up here. It is Williams around the outside. Williams just tackled by the last defender. But another nice run from Javier Williams, and he's into Husky territory.
It looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss, but he makes a couple jukes and gets to the outside yet again, finds some open space.
Williams, second year out of Calgary. He did go to the University of Regina as well. But now here back home and making a few big plays here to build a little bit of momentum for the Dinos. UC from their Huskies 49-yard line. Dinos need to take a timeout here. I don't think there's enough players on the field.
Well, we continue to see the youth and lack of experience, the lack of discipline, if you will. Whether that's on the players or on the coaches, that's a team miss. And you can't have that. You're up against one of the best teams in the nation. You need to be on top of it. And the youth and inexperience, as much as I keep mentioning it, it's not an excuse. We're both university football teams here to compete.
Absolutely. And the Dinos would never use that as an excuse either. With all the success this football team has had over the years, I'm sure they've beaten up on a few teams that were going through a rebuild, quote unquote. So no excuses here, and we'll see if the Dinos can get it together as they still got time here in this first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 49 of the Huskies. Pistol formation. 3 receivers, now 4 to the left of Spoltini. Spoltini going to pass here on 1st down, running out of time, but has a little bit of room to run, and he's going to be tackled after about maybe a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and long here for the Dinos, but a decent pocket formed there, and Spoltini just couldn't find a receiver downfield and put on the Jets.
Yeah, the Huskies did a good job covering down on receivers there. I would argue that there were some options, but when you've got pressure in your face, you got receivers that are covered down, it's easier said than done. I'll never critique a quarterback for tucking the football and picking up a few positive yards.
2nd and 8 here for the Dinos from the 47 of the Huskies. Spoltini drops back, finds some room up the middle again, makes a nice move but fumbles the football. I think he was able to fall on it, and if he did, it'll be enough for a Dinos 1st down.
Yeah, unfortunately, once you make that decision to tuck the football, you got to tuck it. But a nice athletic play by Spoltini here. Makes the decision. Just got to get that nice and tight, right? Got to work with the running backs.
Football and just lost it on his own there, but
maybe a couple sessions in practice with the running backs to get used to that high and tight.
Yeah. Nonetheless, a 1st down for the Dinos, the furthest they've made it into Husky territory this evening. It's the 38-yard line. Spoltini takes the snap, hands it off. Another hole there for Williams. Williams down to around the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 2.
Dinos' running game seems to be working. Saskatchewan does a nice job stepping up, making a tackle, though. Every time the Dinos do look like they're going to pull away on the run game, the Huskies are making the open field tackles, and that's what good teams do. You know what? Sometimes you give up a little bit, but you never give up too much.
That will do it for the first quarter of play. The Huskies lead the Dinos by a score of 17-1 after quarter number 1. For Drew Carpenter, I'm Riley Pollock. We'll be right back for second quarter action here. You're watching Canada West football on TELUS Optic and CanadaWest.tv.
All right, let's go down to the field. Here's our old friend Joe.
To understand the impact Andrew Buckley had on Canada West football, one only needs to open up the conference record book. The former Calgary Dino wrote his name up and down its pages, most notably breaking the CW and U Sports passing and completion percentage records. But it wasn't just individual greatness Buckley achieved. The Calgary, Alberta product is a 3-time Canada West champion. The hometown quarterback was named the best university football player in the nation, not just once, but twice in his career. Buckley was as impressive off the field as he was on it. He repeated as the Canada West Student Athlete and Russ Jackson Award winner in 2013 and 14, becoming the first ever athlete to win the Crichton and Jackson Awards in the same season. Buckley went on to get drafted by the Calgary Stampeders after he was accepted into medical school.
We are back here at McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta for Canada West kickoff today, the first game of the Canada West season. I'm Riley Pollock with Drew Carpenter. Drew, taking a look at the stat sheet here after one quarter of play. Spolatini, just the one pass attempt. He got it for 10 yards, 1 for 1 for 10 yards. But on the other side, Mason Nios, 6 of 8, 157 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, bit of a discrepancy there, but it looked like the Dinos offense was working a little bit there at the end of the first quarter.
I think that first quarter could be summarized as David versus Goliath. Saskatchewan is the team that I fully expected them to be. Admittedly, so is the Dinos. I was out at practice this week, talking to the coach and stuff. They knew that A, they were young, B, they were dealing with injuries, and C, they were coming off a tough year. So, you know what? As much as I'm disappointed as a Dinos alumnus, I'm also not surprised, and I understand that, hey, you know what? University football is cyclical, right? And right now, Saskatchewan's riding high. The Dinos are kind of figuring things out. Wasn't that long ago. It was a little bit more the other way.
Absolutely. Javier Williams did do a good job coming in here, especially on this drive. 3 rushes, 34 yards right now, as long as 17 as the Dinos get back into action. It's second and short, and it'll be Williams again. And it looks like he has enough for another Dinos first down.
And I think that's the sort of thing the Dinos need to do. They've had some success with the run. Just keep pounding the football. Obviously, they do need to get Spolatini going, get the ball in the air, because, of course, the Saskatchewan defense is going to start to key on the run, right? They're going to start to bring more backers, fill the box, but then that opens up the opportunity to pass.
Yeah, just the one pass attempt so far. I mean, he has dropped back a few more times. He has the 3 rushing attempts for 16 yards, Spolatini. As it'll be first and 10 from the 28-yard line. He will drop back this time and use his legs again, looking for an option downfield. Spolatini will run, and he'll get out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. We'll call it the 23. Be a gain of about 4 yards.
It's positive yards, as I was saying before. I don't want to critique a quarterback too much for making, smart decisions or disciplined decisions. But at the end of the day, he is a quarterback. He is meant to throw the football. There are receivers open downfield. He needs to start finding them.
He's second and about 6 yards here for the Dinos as they look to get their first score since the first play of the game here on this drive. Spolatini in the pistol set, 3 to his left. Gets the snap, big blitz up the middle here. He escapes, looking, passing, and just out of the reach of Desjardins. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Lots of pressure from the Huskies, and downfield, DBs are on the receivers. There's no one wide open, that's for sure. There are opportunities at this level. Quarterbacks need to be able to deliver the football in a relatively small space.
It looks like it will be the kicker, Vince Triambari, from 30 yards here. Try and get some points on the board for the Dinos, but overall, a positive drive here for the Dinos. Triambari gets the kick up and through the uprights. That'll put points on the board for the Dinos, who now trail the Huskies 17-4 with 13:13 to go in the second quarter.
They're out there doing what they can, making the most of what they got. So, again, looking for the positives. Saskatchewan just continues to do their thing, playing smart, disciplined football. They're not taking penalties. They're not giving up big plays. They're just executing over and over again. These guys are veterans. They know what to do within their packages. The coaches are making good play calls, as we've seen. Saskatchewan is just playing really good football.
See what they can do on this offensive possession. Niles back out there after a nearly flawless first quarter for him. Pistol set, 3 receivers to his right. Now one comes in as a fullback, takes the ball, and there's a flag in the backfield there, but it was number 7, Ted Kabongo, dragging a defender for a good 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, it was a great individual effort, but we have to assume that's coming back on a hold. Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't really see on the replay exactly where that was, but
10-yard penalty.
Anytime you see a flag in the backfield, it's usually a hold.
Dayton Black with the holding call. It'll be 1st and 20 now from the Huskies' 25-yard line. Nias in the pistol, 3 receivers to his right. Nias takes the snap, looking through the air. He's looking deep. The ball's in the air and just out of the reach of the wide receiver. I believe that was Daniel Weeb, and some pretty good defensive coverage there from Ajayi.
That ball was there, though. We've seen, 3 really great deep throws now. Receiver in stride. I mean, it hits your hands like that without a defender getting a piece of it. You got to make that catch. Again, we're talking about football at this level. This isn't high school football. This is university football. That's a catchable ball. Great throw. Good for the Dinos. Fortunately, it wasn't completed.
2nd and very long here from the 25-yard line, as the Dinos looking to make the Huskies go 2 and out here. Riker Frank in the backfield with Niles. And it's going to be a draw play to Frank. He's got room. Frank looking up the middle, and he will get enough for a 1st down. Riker Frank rumbles for 21 yards on the draw play.
Yeah, and I think that draw play is going to continue to be effective. The Dinos want to be aggressive. Young as they are, they've got a ton of athleticism on the field, and they want to use it. They want to bring pressure. They want to bring heat. They want to try to out-athlete their opponent. Unfortunately, that aggressiveness can lead to opportunities, especially when you suck them in.
Well, and it looked as though they had at least 1 extra defensive back there looking for the pass, and the run play came, and Frank made the most of it. 1st down Huskies from the 46-yard line. Now fakes and passes on the screen, and a nice move up the field, spinning off 1 tackle. Finally taken down there is Daniel Perry, as he was tackled by Slim Frazier on that play.
Good job by the receiver there, getting upfield immediately on the catch. Makes 1 move to get the first defender to miss, and then takes on a pretty big shot, spins off and keeps going. That's a nice individual effort.
Another 1st down here for the Huskies, now in Dino territory at the Dino 46-yard line. Now tosses it out to Frank. Frank stuffed up the middle this time as the Dinos swarm him, as it looked like a very good run blitz there from the Dinos, and Frank has nowhere to go.
Pressure's a gift and a curse. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. On that play, we see the Dinos really push the line of scrimmage back, fill all the gaps, nowhere to run.
Yeah, Liam Reed with the nice play up the middle there to stop that one in its tracks. Another 2nd and long opportunity here for the Dinos defense. We'll see what they can do, as it looks like they got 7 defensive backs that are out on the field. Niles drops back, pressure coming, pass to the flat, and did he get a foot in bounds? Yes, he did. Number 82, Daniel Weeb, gets a foot down, and it's going to be a 1st down. He's pushed out of bounds by Jacob Biggs.
So we got another kind of crossing pattern here with the receiver running towards the post, the inside slot, running the deep out. Great throw by the quarterback, up and away. That was good coverage, but still, only the receiver can make that catch, drags his toe. That's well played.
It's a 1st down for the Huskies as they drive the length of the field. Niles in the shotgun set. Frank to his left. Niles takes the ball, fakes, and gets it out on a screen. I think there was a little bit early of a block there from the Huskies, as we have a flag on the play. And I think this is going to go against the Huskies.
They're liking this receiver screen. I think they just want to get the ball in the hands of the athletes out wide and see what can happen.
And the Dinos 55.
Biggs there to make the tackle. heard the call yet from the ref.
Yeah, I think it might have been an illegal block.
Makes the most sense to me on a screenplay like that.
Yeah, quick hitters like that, you got to be patient before you lean into the defenders.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
So the argument they're making is the ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage and therefore it was a legal block, but that's what I'm hearing.
They haven't really moved the football back yet, and I'm not sure that they are.
Yeah, I think they're going to wave it off.
There's no foul on the play. The pass was a screen pass. Result of the play is second down.
Yeah, so basically because the receiver is behind the line of scrimmage, the downfield pass rules don't apply. So in this case, the flag's thrown. You know, I like the fact that the refs throw the flag and then wave it off.
I agree.
People are allowed to make mistakes as long as we catch them.
2nd and 5 here for the Huskies after that play. A blitz coming up the middle here. Nios dumps it into the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. Jesse Kuntz makes the catch along the sidelines, and it's another passing touchdown for Nios, his 3rd of the night.
We're seeing a true dichotomy here between Nios and Spallettini. That's now the 4th near perfect deep ball we've seen thrown, and this is what a 5th-year quarterback does. He puts the football where only his receivers can get to it. It's a good route. Coverage is reasonable. It's not quite what you want to see, but at the end of the day, that's a great play by Saskatchewan again.
And you know they're in the zero coverage there. Nios picked that up immediately off the blitz there, and it's one-on-one across the board, and he found the man with the most space to put the Huskies up 23-4 with the extra point to come. And the extra point is good, so it's a 20-point lead now for the Huskies as we enter the midway point of quarter number 2.
The receiver did a real nice job there of staying vertical and not drifting to the sidelines too soon, creating space for that throw, allowing Nios to use the sideline, throw it over away from the defender. I mean, that's practically impossible to defend when you give a quarterback that kind of time with that much skill and ball placement.
Bit of a flag there on the extra point.
I wouldn't be surprised if things are a little bit chippy. When you get down like this, it can be tough to keep your cool.
Talking to the Dinos bench is the head referee here as he's about to make a call.
Illegal procedure, no end. Saskatchewan. We will retry the convert and apply the penalty on the kickoff.
Interesting that they have to redo the convert and also take yards on the kickoff here. In the Canada West, it's a chip shot, realistically. They don't move it back like CFL or NFL.
No, certainly. But I'm a little bit surprised because I feel like that flag kind of came out late. So maybe they just kind of realized after the fact, but that's why I was assuming it was some sort of like after the play infraction, the timing on the orange on the ground.
So we'll re-kick the extra point. And almost blocked there, but it does get through. So again, it's 24-4. And the penalty will be applied on the kickoff, so it'll move the Huskies back a few yards.
Well, this is an opportunity for the Dino special teams to show what they're made of, give themselves some decent field position. I mean, if the Dinos can score here before halftime and go in with a little bit of momentum, maybe it's not necessarily within reach, but you can feel good about it. You get your reps today, you get through this game, and you see what is to come. You build on it. You know, we're at a full 8-game season now. It's not 6 like last year.
Yeah.
So you can afford to, work through it. Saskatchewan, they're going to be riding high. I think the big thing for Saskatchewan is making sure they stay humble.
Absolutely, as it is just game number 1 here. A lot of season left to go, a lot of game left to go here for the Dinos. We'll see if they can build off of that last drive that they had, which saw them put a field goal up on the board. They kick into the end zone. The Huskies will take it out of their own end zone. A nice move there. Now up the sidelines with some room, as it was Matthew Clark with a good return from his own end zone.
Yeah, good job by the Dinos, getting on their blocks, staying on them, creating some seams. I mean, you got a lot of space on a kickoff to make plays happen, right? If you can actually get a hand on a guy and stick on him and not just let him run past you, you can create some decent lanes. Nice little juke there.
Yeah, absolutely. Dinos back at it on offense from their own 29-yard line. 9:15 to go in the second quarter. They trail 24-4. It says 23 on the scoreboard, but I'm almost positive it's 24. Handoff on the first play from scrimmage. Not a whole lot of room here. Maybe 2 yards. It's going to be second and long.
Yeah, Saskatchewan just using those big bodies to collapse the line of scrimmage. Not really anywhere to go on that inside trap.
We'll see if Spolatini can gain some yards through the air here. Still just the 2 pass attempts, 1 completion so far.
Way offside, like miles.
That's. I mean, you keep referring to this team. It has a lot to learn, obviously, as it's a new group that's together, and penalties like this going to happen. They have just the 1 preseason game that they've all really played a game together.
Offside. Calgary number 81. It's 5-yard penalties, second down.
Dante Carbone with the offside there.
Yeah. That said, you know, the physical errors you can live with, because that's going to happen. That's part of the whole practicing, growing. It's the mental errors like that that really make you frustrated, because that's just paying attention. It's really all it is.
So it'll be about 2nd and 13 now here for the Dinos from their own 25-yard line. Spoltini takes the snap, looks to the far side. He completes the pass, but not for nearly enough there. It'll be about a 5-yard gain, and it'll bring up 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, either Spallatini's got to get rid of that ball sooner, or the receiver's got to push that route a little bit deeper. So that's a pretty long throw. DB had a lot of time to adjust and break on that play. If that's a little better timed up, maybe there's a chance to actually make a move, break a tackle. But it's got to happen quick.
Dang with his 2nd reception of the evening. And the Dinos will unfortunately be forced to punt once again. Under 8 to go here in the second quarter. Another good kick here from McLean. Gets it inside the 20 of the Huskies. Looked like a block in the back there. No call, but a nice coverage from the Dinos. They'll keep him just shy of the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's tremendous coverage. One of the challenges with big kicks like that is it's a long ways to get down. And if the returner can get back on the ball and be in a good position to see things coming at him, which in this case he wasn't, it was over the shoulder, you can often have some pretty big lanes, but the Dinos do a good job collapsing down on them and really vicing, leveraging each other, forcing them down, nowhere to go.
Osastre Odemwingi on the tackle there on special teams. As the Huskies start from their own 24-yard line. Looking to put some more points up on the board, 24-4 right now. Handoff on first down. A spin up the middle. As it was number 7, Ted Kabongo on first down, and he gets about 7 yards here. It'll be 2nd and 3.
That was just a nice run. Tons of traffic. You could argue he could have been tackled 3, 4, maybe 5 yards sooner. Just kind of jukes and jives, spinning off, just not allowing the easy tackles to bring him down. Look at that fight. I mean, easily 4 or 5 extra yards.
Pass deep from Niles again, and another catch as it is number 80, Caleb Morin, taken down by number 5. That was Deacon Taylor Young. 2 Dinos in coverage that time, but again, just a beautiful ball there from Niles.
Effectively a perfect throw. I mean, the coverage was pretty good there. That's just great spot. Look at that. Like full stride, right over the shoulder. You can't defend that.
Mason Niles just absolutely unbelievable in this first half so far, the fifth year from Regina. Mouse will drop back to pass again, looking to the flat. It's complete. And turning upfield was Daniel Perry. He's pushed out of bounds by Jacob Biggs.
Yeah, that's just pitch and catch right there. That's old hat for these guys.
Mouse approaching 300 yards here in the first half. There's another big gain, and they are well into Dino territory just outside the 31-yard line. Kabongo in the backfield with Nios. Two receivers move to his left. Handoff to Kabongo. He tries to stretch it outside. He's dodges one tackle, but swallowed up pretty quickly there. Gain of maybe 4. It'll be second and about 6.
He's just making things happen on his own, not letting the first contact even phase him. I mean, that arguably should have been a tackle for loss, but he turns it into a 3-yard gain.
As it was Daniel Flanagan in on the tackle there. He was turned inside nicely, but just dodged one tackle and made a little bit out of nothing.
Yeah.
It'll be second and long. Kabongo stays in the game. He has Nios with him. Nios. Kabongo slides out of the backfield to pass into the flat, missing one tackle, and it's going to be a battle for close to another first down from Daniel Weeb.
Yeah, it's a good job by Weeb. Catching the football, turning and getting upfield immediately, staying strong with his feet, low base, not allowing that wrap to bring him down. I mean, the flip side is the Dinos need to be making these tackles, especially a guy like Jacob Biggs. He's their veteran, he's their stud. You expect him to make those plays, but hats off to the receiver. That's a nice job.
Julian Alexis Leon on the tackle. It's third and a full yard here, as they will go under center, as it's Ethan Watson now in at quarterback for short yardage. Watson goes forward. He's met there, but he'll have plenty for a first down as the Huskies get it inside the 20.
He's definitely not afraid of contact. He went right for it. That was a pretty big pop.
See on the replay, that is a good stick there, but the O-line helps them get 2 or 3 extra yards anyway. And another first down here for the Huskies.
Some of these quarterbacks are pretty big boys. They can take a shot.
Mouse back in as they go to the pistol. Bongo in the backfield. Mouse fakes the handoff, looking into the end zone, and it is just incomplete, as I think Taylor Young may have got a piece of that one, or at least disrupted the receiver enough to stop that one from being another major.
It definitely looked like he got a piece of it. That's, undercutting like that is a risky move, but it can pay dividends, and yeah, I think he did, and almost didn't matter. That was just about a spectacular catch.
Rhett Vavra in the back of the end zone couldn't hang on to that one, as it's 2nd and 10 here for the Huskies. Inside the red zone once again, it's Nios asking for the ball, gets it knee high, throwing the slant, another beautiful pass there, but he did run backwards a little bit. Will it be interesting to see where they spot it?
I would assume they give him forward progress because the defender was on him right away and kind of threw him backwards.
Chisda with the tackle. They're going to mark it right at the 10, and I think it's going to be just short, as it'll be 3rd and about a yard. Another short yardage situation here for the Huskies. As it's Ethan Watson back out. He will go under center. 3rd and 1. From the 10. And it's going to be a handoff here, and it's Riker Frank who takes a big hit, but he'll have enough for another first down, and it'll be 1st and goal Huskies from about the 5-yard line.
I half expected them just to go with the quarterback sneak, but that play looked like it had legs. Had big 78 there out in front. That's got to feel good for a running back when you got a big boy like that to follow him behind, that hand on the back.
Yeah, you know, you're well protected there. Did take a big hit there from Reed, and Flanagan, as it'll be first and goal here. The Huskies pressuring once again. Nios in the shotgun. And fakes and passes it off, and it's going to be another touchdown for the Huskies, as getting into the end zone at the corner. Number 87, Daniel Perry, his second TD of the game. Nios' fourth touchdown pass.
Yeah, bit of a flood pattern into the corner there. Just bring a whole bunch of receivers, and good luck trying to pick them all up. You got to be on your game to pick up that many receivers. Everyone's got to know their assignments inside and out.
Now 30-4 here. The scoreboard continues to short the Huskies 1 point. Not that it matters in the big scheme of things, but the extra point here to make it a 31-4 game is up and good. The Huskies all over the Dinos here in the first half, Drew.
Yeah, I was talking to some former teammates and just, friends asking what I thought was going to happen this week. And I just said, look, like we talked about, Saskatchewan experience, confidence, Dinos, a little bit of the opposite. The Dinos really needed, the defense to step up, play super well, and the offense to just kind of nickel and dime and pick away. Unfortunately, we're just not really seeing either of those things happen, and Saskatchewan is just playing a tremendous football game.
Nios now at 289 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Daniel Perry has 4 receptions for 115 and 2 touchdowns, as that connection has been great so far today.
This reminds me a little bit of when I first was coaching with the Dinos. We went out to play Laval for the first time, and we were basically a team of first and second years, and they were a team of fourth and fifth years. And it really was a men amongst boys kind of situation. Seeing a little bit of that here today, I mean, it's been pretty lopsided.
Yeah, I hear that Laval program's pretty good.
They used to be.
Kickoff here from the Huskies. It's deep. And it will be Zach Smith on the return. Smith looking for a lane, has one. Gets up around the 25-yard line, as Smith has a pretty decent return here for the Dinos, who have 2:32 to work with, trying to get some more points on the board before the half.
It's one facet of the game that's been pretty evenly matched and been of pretty high quality too, is the special teams, both ways. Lots of great kicks, lots of great coverage, some decent returns. That's been fun to watch.
Let's see what the Dinos can do. Matteo Spolatini continues to come out under center. It will be Williams in the backfield with him. Spolatini drops back, tries the draw play. It's nicely done there by Williams, who runs into a tackle. He'll be stopped up just past the 25-yard line. They'll give him the 26.
He decided to go right through that wall instead of try to juke around it. That was a big stop, big pop. Heard that loud and clear up here.
But a 2-yard run here. It'll be another second and long situation for the Dinos. With just the 16 pass yards here so far in the first half. Spolatini takes the ball, looks for the out route, finds Dang. I think he may be just short of that first down. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, so here you need the receiver to understand down and distance. And, whether he's at the correct depth or not for the route, I think he is, but needs to have that awareness that, hey, I'm on the sidelines and I'm close to the first down. Set your feet, be ready to take a hit, sacrifice, get the first down.
Dinos offense will stay out there for a short yardage situation. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Spolatini now right under center. As the Huskies stack that middle. Spaltini gets a decent push there. It's going to be close, but flags do come out, usually indicating offside on the defensive line.
Yeah, agreed.
And Spaltini pointing in that direction.
They always do.
Let's hear the call.
Offside. Saskatchewan defensive line. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Oh, just the entire
The whole
defensive
D-line.
line.
First down Dinos here as they try to get some points on the board before the half. Just under 2 minutes to play. They are now at their own 38-yard line. Pistol set. Receivers move in motion. Spaltini gets the snap, rolls out to his left, tries to get back right, just out the side of the defensive lineman, and he's going to run out of bounds. Might be just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Bring up maybe 2nd and 11 or 12.
I mentioned him running and Eric Glavick coaching him in spring camp, and that was kind of shades of Glav right there. Kind of spinning back and around, just trying to be an athlete and make things happen. Spally just needs to, develop a little more, I guess, confidence in his arm, be able to see downfield and be looking to make that throw instead of just tucking and running.
Looked like a designed roll to his left there as a right-handed quarterback. You don't see that a whole lot, but it got closed off quickly and he had to go back to his right anyway. 2nd and long here, but that's going to be another penalty on the Dinos, I believe, as the receiver's offside once again.
Yeah, short side slot back, it looked like. He tried to hold up, but, his mental errors.
I think it was Desjardins on this side.
Like I say, it's one thing to get beat one-on-one on the field, make a mistake, hand slips when you're in a block and you get called for a hold or something like that. Those things happen, right? They're always going to happen. Coaches know that. But when you're making errors like this, offsides both ways, nobody's happy with that. Even when you're up, Saskatchewan's not going to be happy about taking that offside earlier.
Time count violation. Calgary number 7. Saskatchewan has elected to accept the loss of down. It's 3rd down.
There you go. On the time count, you lose the down. And the punt unit will come out.
That still gets marked up as a mental error, right? It's part of the quarterback's responsibility. You got to know what's going on with the clock. Truthfully, clock management is a big part of what the quarterback does. We mentioned Laval earlier. That was something that they did better than any program I ever witnessed. They never slapped the football with more than 4 or 5 seconds on the clock, ever.
So the drive stalls after 1 first down. The Dinos will kick it away once again. And once again, just a beautiful punt from McLean. It's taken inside the 20. And a good defensive play there. As it may have been Abrook down the field once again with the special teams play.
I'm impressed with the Dinos' downfield coverage in these punts because these are booming kicks. These are big, big kicks. And the returners have some room to run and make things happen, but Dinos are being disciplined. They're breaking down, forcing the runner to one side or the other, working together and making these tackles.
Matthias Griffo on the special teams play here. Is minute and a half still to work with here for the Huskies before the halftime. They lead the Dinos 31-4, and Niles takes it again. Play action, pass out into the flat and through the hands of the receiver, Daniel Perry. A rare miss from those two today.
Been there as a receiver. Sometimes it's like you've already caught the ball before it's even there, right? And you kind of forget that you actually have to finish the play.
They really like that play action and then into the flat play. They ran it 4 or 5 times here in the first half. Usually more successful than that one that we just saw. 2nd and 10 here from the Huskies. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, as it'll be Frank in the backfield with Nios. Nios takes the snap, looking deep once again over the middle, and another ball just out of the reach of the receiver, Caleb Morin, and I believe the Huskies will punt the ball away for just the 2nd time this afternoon.
Saskatchewan's O-line is doing a great job giving Nias tons of time. He can sit back there, read a book, think about what he wants to do. Another good throw, a little bit long. I would argue the receiver could have helped himself out there, keeping his arms pumping right to the very end. Might have been reaching a little too soon, but, you know, not going to get them all.
The Huskies on to punt from their own 26-yard line. And no one had the gunner covered there for the Huskies for a second. He was trying to get the attention of the punter. But finally someone slides out there, a wobbly kick to about the 35-yard line, picked up on a hop from Taylor Young. Taylor Young still on his feet, but then swallowed up, and he will be taken down at about the 38-yard line with 1:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Saskatchewan does a good job there, working as a group to force the return over to the sidelines, not leave a lot of space.
Spallettini comes out once again, 3 for 4 for 23 yards. He has rushed the ball 5 times for 18 as well. And another opportunity to put some points on the board before the half. A good hold there from the defense. Pistol formation, 3 to the right. Spallettini hands it off on the end around as Desjardins trying to get to the outside, but he's swallowed up there by Charlie Ringland. And it might be a loss there of 1 or 2.
Nice play there by the MAC linebacker, forcing him out wide. Actually forced him to lose yardage here. You'll see him push him back a little bit, and then he tries to turn the corner. It gives his teammates enough time to shift across. And he's doing all that with one arm, pushing on a big body. That's a nice play.
It's a perfect tackle, too, from the defensive back there. 1 minute to go here in the half, and there's just 7 seconds left on the play clock. And they do not get it off in time. That's going to be another delay of game here by Spallettini in the offense.
Again, that's the quarterback's responsibility, right? They have the play clock. It's positioned in the field so that it's visible from both ends on purpose, so the quarterback can see it. Got to manage it. Just comes with the territory.
It'll be 3rd down again as they take the loss of downs. And the punting unit will have to come. The second straight drive stalled by a delay of game penalty, Drew.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch, and I know it's frustrating for those guys on the sidelines. There'll be plenty to talk about at halftime, but you can see Spallettini and Coach Harris talking about it right now, and I think he's just saying, hey, look, just forget about it, talk about it in the locker room, go take a blow, drink some water.
Another punt here. This one a little shorter, but still a quality kick as it bounces towards the sideline, just inside the 25-yard line. And good coverage once again from the Dinos as the Huskies will start just past their 30-yard line with 37 seconds to go.
I'm encouraged by McLean and his kicking. It's deep, it's precise, and then the Dinos are covering. We said it a million times now, unfortunately, because we've kicked so many times. But you know what? It's a bright spot, and it's good to see quality football.
Nate Boschman down the field on the tackle there. We'll see if Nios has anything left in the tank in this first half, as he has 37 seconds to work with to at least try and get into some field goal range. But if I know Mason Nios, I'm pretty sure he's trying to go end zone here. Play action, pass back to the running back. It is Kabongo, and he has some room to work with. Tight ropes along the sidelines, and will get out to the 46-yard line and enough for a first down for the Huskies.
It looked like he might keep tight roping all the way down to the end zone. That was a slick little play right there. Sucked the defense up, dumped it underneath. That's just nice, well executed, simple football. Doesn't always have to be complicated.
And that pass gets Nios over 300 yards in the first half here.
He's on pace for a year, that's for sure.
30 seconds remaining here in the half. Nios takes the snap, fakes the handoff once again, and he's looking over the middle, and a nice hit there as the ball gets there, as it was Biggs breaking that one up as Perry was looking to make the catch.
Yeah, good timing by the defender to get a body on the receiver as the ball arrives. One of the best ways to break up a pass play. Tricky also, though. The timing can be difficult to master.
Second and long here for the Huskies. 26 seconds to go. Niles in the shotgun. Running back Kabongo to his right. Niles gets the snap, looking to his left. Pressure there, and he'll just throw it away. And that's going to be a roughing the passer again on the Dinos, as I believe that was number 36, Tyson Rowe. That can't be right.
No, I think that was higher. I think it was
Higher,
Josh Higher.
96.
Yeah.
Not many times you see fullbacks playing defensive back or defensive lines, so I knew I was wrong the second I said it.
Yeah, again, we're getting to see, a veteran quarterback do his thing. He knows how to suck these D linemen up, takes his time. He's just going to get rid of the football, but, he waits. He doesn't get rid of it right away.
Yeah, and I think you just, you hang on a little long and spin the quarterback to the ground. It's going to be a roughing call.
Yeah, it's tough.
Saskatchewan number 8. Unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. Calgary number 96 will balance the penalties at the point of last scrimmage. 5 yards and an automatic first down.
He didn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage.
I was wondering about that. It's going to be 1st and 5 now, or are they going to move the sticks? 1st and 10 from the 51-yard line. 20 seconds to go here in the half. So just 5 yards ahead of where they were to start with, but a new set of downs. Niles drops back, looking to the flats. He finds Kabongo. Kabongo stiff arms one man to the ground and then is pushed out of bounds by number 30, Saintis.
Yeah, that's a big time stiff arm. That's a big boy stiff arm. Jacob Biggs is the Dinos' defensive stud, and watch him just get put on his back.
Yeah,
that's big time.
Looks like he may have stepped out of bounds a little early. It'll be 2nd and about 4 here with 14 seconds remaining in the half. Huskies lead the Dinos 31-4 on 4 passing touchdowns from Mason Niles. Niles takes the snap, passes it into the middle, caught on a deflection there from Weebs, as he bobbled it a couple times before hanging on, and that will be enough for another Huskies first down with 9 seconds to go in the half.
I'm interested to see if Saskatchewan decides to just run it out, or they're taking a timeout, so they're going to do something creative.
Probably one shot. 2 plays left here about with 9 seconds left, depending on how long they go on the first play.
Been throwing the deep ball so well, why wouldn't you take a shot?
Agreed. 16 of 23 for 304 and 4 touchdowns now.
Not a bad afternoon.
Say the offensive leader for the Dinos would be Javier Williams. 6 attempts, 41 yards so far. Dang, the only receiver to catch a ball from Spolatini so far. He has 3 for 23.
Yeah, I'm wondering what halftime will be like for the Dinos. Do they talk about everything, or do they talk about nothing?
Shotgun formation for the Huskies. They have 9 seconds to work with, just past the Dino side of half. Nios fakes the handoff. He's going to try and run here as he gets out of bounds at about the 43-yard line with 3 seconds to go. Will they attempt a field goal here? It looks like they will. It could be from 50. Oh, it wasn't Nios, pardon me.
That was
Stephen Watson, the backup.
Yeah, that was a called quarterback keeper for sure. Just secure the football and gain as many yards as possible for the kick.
David Soley out to kick from 50 yards. He does have the wind at his back. Not too strong of a wind, but it's definitely there. As this will be the last play of the half, barring a penalty, as the Huskies look to go up 30 going into the half. Kick is up, and it is wide to the left. As they try to get it out, it will come out, as I believe it was Taylor Young getting the ball out of the end zone. So no points for the Huskies there. It is just wide to the left, and that will do it for the first half. Drew, the Huskies lead the Dinos 31-4.
Yeah, there's not too much to say about it, unfortunately. You know, I think the Dinos just have to go in, talk about basics, talk about discipline, football fundamentals. Funny enough, I bet you Saskatchewan will be having a very similar conversation with a slightly more positive tone, because that's what they're doing. They're playing disciplined football. They're doing the little things right. They're just playing good quality football, and the Dinos need to learn from that.
If you're head coach Wayne Harris here, Drew, do you stick with the young quarterback going into the second half?
Yeah, I think you have to. No matter what, you have a young quarterback in there. And this early in the season, they've, made Mateo their guy. I think they got to stick with him. You got to, just let him get the reps. It's not going to happen overnight. He does come from tremendous pedigree with the Spallettini name. He literally grew up eating Spalumbos. The guy is Calgary football. He's just got to learn how to play at this level.
We will be back for second half action in a few minutes' time. It is the Huskies 31, the Dinos 4 at the half. You're watching Canada West football on TELUS Optic and CanadaWest.ca or .tv.
All right, fans, before we get going here, we want to introduce you to our racers, our Rexes. But we're going to judge this thing by applause first and foremost. When I say your faculty's name, I want you to go crazy and make a whole lot of loud noises, all right? Here we go. Faculty of Medicine, stand up! Schulich School of Engineering, stand up! Faculty of Nursing, stand up! Faculty of Science, where are you? Well, there's a few of you from science, all right? Haskayne School of Business, how you doing? A few from Haskayne as well, all right. Faculty of Education. Faculty of Kinesiology. And Faculty of Arts. And last but certainly not least, who here is from the Faculty of a Good Time? I figured I'd throw you for a loop. Hey Rex, how you doing over there? You good? You doing good? All right. Field's clear. Everybody good? You're going to the fifth. First off, you got to spin around 15 times. 1-5, not 50. 1-5, spin around. And then you go over to where Ryan is over there. And then you run all the way back. And fans, you're cheering for him the whole way through. All right. Racers, you guys ready? Fans, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, race the Rexes! Oh, see, I thought I'd throw one of them off and make them forget that they had to spin. They're spinning round and round and round. I'm going to go over here because I know what happens. They're going to go sideways. They're going to run into me. It's a bad news bears kind of situation. All right. Oh, poor Science. Science just sitting there going, oh, I spun around way too many times to the half. It is hot out here. Make some noise to get to the end. It's not, oh, look at this guy. Did you actually make, oh, he's taunting. He's taunting to the end. There's your winner. We got great prizes for you. Job well done. Bragging rights as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together. Make some noise one more time. The race of the Rexes.
Behind everything we do is a why. You can do it to raise your game or to raise the whole game. You can do it for your goal. Yeah, that goal. Or you can do it for the common goal. Hey, sometimes you just gotta prove you can do it. Again, and again. Do it to set the bar.
Yeah.
Set a record. Do it to set an example. Do it to break a sweat. Break a perception. Or do it to break free. Do it to continue a legacy, or do it to begin one. When you do it for your why, you can't be stopped.
Kelly Bouchard was a pioneer of women's hockey at the University of Calgary. As a member of the Dinos' inaugural team in 1997, Bouchard put them on the map, quickly establishing her dominance in the league. She was voted a first-team Canada West All-Star and All-Canadian as she helped the Dinos to a conference bronze. Bouchard returned in 1999 to 2000, notching 9 points in 8 games. It was after this season she earned a spot on the senior national team, winning an Olympic gold medal in 2002 and 4 IIHF World Championship titles. Bouchard's commitment to women's hockey did not end there. Knowing and having what it takes to win at the highest level, Bouchard returned to the University of Calgary, serving behind the bench when the team captured its first ever national championship in 2012. Her impact on the University of Calgary and Dinos hockey cannot be understated.
It's just a great example of community partnerships and working together with ATB and Calgary Sports and Entertainment. The support that we get from our community for our athletics program is just amazing. And these athletes, our Dinos, are just superb examples of ambassadors, excellence and achievement. We've got a large number of academic all-stars, everybody dedicated to try to promote excellence and making sure that we compete with the best in Canada. So this support today will really reinforce our athletics programs across all of the different sports, but in football in particular, with the donors like ATB and also with the Calgary Sports and Entertainment. It just means that it's an endorsement of the trust the community has in us, and then we can go out and use that and use those funds not only to improve our performance, but also to leverage with our community more funds coming for athletics in our programs.
Yeah, exciting for us to be involved in this ATB. I mean, a couple of things. One is to be involved with such great brands. The Stampeders Foundation, the University of Calgary, great brands alongside ATB. So the partnership is really important to us. The fundraising's remarkable. So, you know, to give $50,000 to have the Stampeders Foundation match it, and then $65,000, I think, from the 50-50 is remarkable. But I think the most important thing for us is really the athletes themselves. And we know that student athletes have high character, they're disciplined, they're hardworking, they're focused, and all of those attributes and characteristics can transfer into the workplace, and not only the workplace itself, but also society overall. So for us, we're investing in the future of those athletes and how they'll contribute back to business and in the society of this great province we call Alberta. So fun time.
There's certainly lots of places it can go. I think academic support's a big piece for us, where we have more than 200 academic All-Canadians. We set a national record in that, and a lot of that is due and thanks to the academic support program we have in place, so a lot of it will go there. And really it's just feeding into those little places where a little bit of extra investment might help get our teams over the top. So a little bit of extra coaching, or that one extra exhibition trip, or things like that. So lots of different places that this support will go to and help our student athletes achieve their potential. Community support like we get from ATB we couldn't operate without it. So a huge thank you to everyone at ATB for their support. We really appreciate everything they do.
So lucky, we've got a 50-50 program supported by wonderful Stampeder fans all across the province that pitched in, and to be able to direct funds towards university athletics, especially after COVID, and all these athletes faced with not being able to play their sports in the previous year, we couldn't be more thrilled to be able to help out Dino athletics.
Megan Retrition is a 4-time Canada West champion, owning the conference in her weight class from 2001 to 2006. The University of Saskatchewan Husky also has a CW Silver to her name. Her dominance extended to the national stage, where she twice earned the title most coveted by university athletes, National Champion. Just as she did at the conference championships, Retrition never missed a podium at nationals, bringing home 2 silver medals and a bronze to go along with her 2 golds. Her talent stood out across weight classes. She was named the Canada West Wrestler of the Year in 2005 to 2006. The Saskatchewan Husky shone off the mat as well, winning her school's award for the female athlete who best combines leadership, sportsmanship, academics, and athletics. She was also named the Canada West Student Athlete of the Year. Patricia's podium hunting ways followed her onto the Canadian national team, where she captured 9 medals and competed at the Commonwealth Games and Pan Am Championships.
I've got that blue sky, I've got that sunshine.
Welcome back inside McMahon Stadium for Canada West football action. I'm Riley Pollock with Drew Carpenter. And Drew, a tough first half for the Dinos, but not necessarily one that we didn't expect.
No, we talked about experience. We talked about, where these teams were last year and coming into this season. So as much as we were talking there before we got back on that we're, maybe a little surprised at how wide the score differential is. And especially when you look at stats like yardage, total yards 375 for Saskatchewan versus 81 for Calgary. Beyond that, yeah, I'm not too surprised.
It was Mason Nios leading the way for the Huskies, 18 of 25 for 315 yards and 4 touchdowns. At the receiver position, Daniel Perry, 4 receptions for 115 yards. On the Dino side of the offense, Matteo Spolatini, 3 of 4 for 23. Javier Williams, the best offensive weapon, 6 attempts, 41 yards on the ground. As we take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of play.
Yeah, and it's going to be just a highlight reel of Nice throwing deep balls, just perfect passes. Hitting receivers in stride.
That first pass of the game just really set the tone for this Huskies team.
Absolutely. Let you know what was to come. But, they're just getting it done all over the field. We talked about it, just playing good, smart football, offense, defense, special teams, you name it. And really the only place the Dinos can equal them is on special teams.
Decent, good defensive play there on the tip ball from the Dinos, but it's just, 1 of 3 completions there, all 3 of them going to Gobdang. 3 receptions for 23 yards, just not enough on the offense so far from the Dinos.
No, and not completely surprising, but it would be nice to see them to come out, it's the old adage like, hey, let's just win the second half. Let's see what we can do, right? And, for Saskatchewan, it's going to be opposite. Just keep putting it on, and, I wouldn't be surprised to see Saskatchewan get a few new faces in the game, get some guys some reps that could use the opportunities. But again, you can see the receiver there bending towards the sideline. Just that's where the quarterback wants to put it, right on the sideline, away from the defender.
Yeah, Nios, no stranger to the Canada West U Sports game. His 5th and final season with the Huskies, and he wants to get back to that Vanier bat. And judging from his first half performance, he's going to do everything possible to make sure that's the case.
He's doing his part, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see if he plays out the entire game or if they try to bring some of the younger guys in, just again for reps, and also to keep him healthy and safe, because that's one of the challenges with a game like this. When it gets away, they do often tend to get a little bit chippy late in the game, and that's when bad things can happen, right? So you got to protect your stars.
We're about 3 minutes from the start of the second half. We will be right back for second half action here on TELUS Optic and CanadaWest.tv.
See graphics going. The heart rates come down because she's already won. How many acres is WA Ranches, the University of Calgary's beef cattle ranch? Is it 6,000, 10,000, 19,000, or 32,000? Again, you got lifelines. Maybe the fans have some answers for. You know what, fans? Let's see if you know. Is it number 1? Is it number 2? Is it number 3? Is it number 4? Oh, they were very indecisive on that one.
Actually, I don't count in acres. I'm gonna ask James.
No, I think it's number 3.
Thinks it's number 3. Is it 19,000 acres? It absolutely is. That's why we got the lifelines here. Job well done, James. Thanks so much, making it the largest outdoor classroom in North America. Job well done, Daga. We got a great prize pack for you. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Daga, for our special guests, and for all of you great Dino supporters.
The Calgary Stampeders are offering special ticket pricing to University of Calgary alumni, donors, faculty, staff.
Kelly Bouchard was a pioneer of women's hockey at the University of Calgary. As a member of the Dinos' inaugural team in 1997, Bouchard put them on the map, quickly establishing her dominance in the league. She was voted a first-team Canada West All-Star and All-Canadian as she helped the Dinos to a conference bronze. Bouchard returned in 1999 to 2000, notching 9 points in 8 games. It was after this season she earned a spot on the senior national team, winning an Olympic gold medal in 2002 and 4 IIHF World Championship titles. Bouchard's commitment to women's hockey did not end there. Knowing and having what it takes to win at the highest level, Bouchard returned to the University of Calgary, serving behind the bench when the team captured its first ever national championship in 2012. Her impact on the University of Calgary and Dinos hockey cannot be understated.
And we are back for second half action here from McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta. It's the Dinos trailing the U of S Huskies by a score of 31-4 as we head into the second half. And Drew, do you see any adjustments in the future for either of these teams going into the second half, or is it kind of the Dinos playing it out with the starters that they've put out there and the Huskies, just scoring as many points as they can here in the final half an hour?
Well, I do agree that with the Dinos, I think for the most part, you're going to see a lot of the same guys just getting reps because they came into this game having made decisions. And, some of these guys are so young, they don't have enough experience. You can't really afford to be swapping them out because it's only game 1 of this season, right? So at this point, you got to kind of be looking to the next. And again, try to win the second half. Just try to play better, right? Improve on your stats from the first half. For Saskatchewan, I could see them looking to protect some of their stars, but we were talking about Nias and the spectacular first half he's had. He's off to a great pace for a tremendous fifth-year season. I could see them giving him a bunch more reps here, letting him pad those stats a little bit, but then maybe pulling him back for the fourth quarter and get some reps with the backups.
As we look elsewhere in the Canada West, as they're in the second half between the Rams and the Bisons. It is 17-12 Bisons just before the half as the Rams are marching, trying to get into field goal range here before the half. Looks like those two teams pretty competitive with each other, though. And I think maybe more on the level of this Dinos team as well.
I definitely expected that to be a closer game, but with the Bisons up, so I'm not surprised generally to hear that, although not watching it, don't really know what's going on, of course. But, in the exhibition game, asterisk, Saskatchewan and the Bisons were tight, right? So on the scoreboard at least. So, unfortunately, the Dinos, this might be a rebuilding year. That may be what we're seeing. But I'm still convinced right now that Saskatchewan is the best team in Canada West.
Yeah, and it's hard to argue after watching them in that first half. As we are nearly set to get underway in half number 2 here from Calgary. The Huskies will kick off after returning the ball to start the game, although the Dinos did get a single point out of that. Did have a lead for a little while, well, until the next play, I guess, as the Huskies scored a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, one lead change. It was very short-lived.
As the Dinos out there to return. As we kick off the second half, the Huskies lead the Dinos 31-4 heading into half number 2. And a nice tackle there, staying on his feet for a second, but good play from number 33, Reed LeClaire, as he got in there quickly, and the Dinos will start from just outside their 20-yard line.
Yes, solid coverage by Saskatchewan. Anytime you keep a team to inside their 20, you got to be happy with that on a kickoff.
Let's see what the Dinos can do here in this second half, as it is Daniel Sananas in there at quarterback here to start the second half, Drew. Handoff on the first play. Williams up the middle for about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7, but there is a quarterback change, at least for now, under center for the Dinos.
Goes to show what I know. Daniel practiced quite a bit this week because Mateo was hurt with a high ankle sprain earlier in the week. I got to see him throw the ball around. He's got a pretty good arm, so let's see if he gets to use it.
Sananas in the pistol. 3, now 4 to his right. As fakes the handoff and fakes the pass, tries to go up the middle, has a little bit of room, makes a move and just slips about 2 yards short of the first down. And the punting unit will come out for the Dinos as it's 3rd and 2.
Well, good to see some athleticism, but we saw that before with Mateo. We want to see somebody throw the football.
As the bright spot we saw on the score sheet for this Dinos team was their punter, averaging 56.6 yards per kick. Chris McLean, as he's come out 5 times and has a long of 61 so far.
I wasn't making it up, folks. Combined between the two teams, the average punting in the first half was 55 yards.
Good kickers. Oh, it looks like the offense is going to stay out there, as Sananas under center in the offset I formation. A long 2 yards here. He pushes forward. A flag comes out, as he didn't get it.
Did not.
If this is against the Dinos, it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I mean, we did see Saskatchewan's entire defensive line go offside in a short yardage play in the first half. So
offside. Saskatchewan number 40.
Will
it's a 5-yard
indeed
penalty.
be Sask once again. First down here for the Dinos from their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if that was Wayne Harris's plan the whole time, anticipating them being overly aggressive.
Pistol formation. Sananas in at quarterback now. 3 to his left. And it's a handoff to Williams. Williams with a hole. Williams cuts it up the middle. He's going to be close to another Dinos first down.
There we go. And that's what the Dinos need to be putting on the field. Get behind those big bodies.
I believe that was Matthew Clark actually there on the run, as he, the 3rd running back we've seen for the Dinos this evening.
Yeah, getting some reps.
Tight end to the left, 6 on the line. Another handoff up the middle, dodging a tackle there. And it looks like Clark will have enough for another Dinos first down.
Yeah, I think forward progress got him there. That was a pretty slick juke he made, but got stood up pretty tall. Definitely want to keep those hips low when you're making moves inside traffic like that.
Yeah, just dodging. He was about 5 yards deep in his own backfield before he got enough forward progress, but they're gonna say just shy of that first down. It's gonna be 3rd and inches.
I bet you Saskatchewan lines up 2 yards off the ball this time.
They're in the pistol here on 3rd and inches. They fake, and they're going to throw on third down. It's caught by Desjardins, and that's going to be enough for a Dinos first down near midfield.
Gutsy play call, nice execution. That's got to be exciting for the boys on the field. Give them a little bit of confidence.
Definitely a gutsy play there. Is good little window Sananas finds, and it's first down here. Third first down of the drive for the Dinos as they put together a decent drive coming out of the gates. 8 seconds to go on the play clock, now 5. And they do get it off. The handoff up the middle. It doesn't go too far, maybe a yard. As it is still Clark in the backfield for the Dinos. It's going to be second and long just on the Huskies side of half.
This 30 defense in Saskatchewan has been pretty effective today. Every once in a while they get exposed, but for the most part they've really done a good job controlling the box. Not easy to do with only 3 big boys in there, but if you got the right personnel, a 30 can work. Some strong linebackers and a solid nose tackle.
Second and 9 for the Dinos from the Husky side of midfield. Sananas puts his receivers in motion, drops back, getting pressured, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. As it's going to be a loss of about 4, and that's going to bring out the punting unit for the Dinos. There's just too much pressure from the Huskies there.
Yeah, way too much. Nowhere to go. I guess all I'll say is at least he stepped forward, stepped up in the pocket, tried to make something happen, but Saskatchewan was all over him. There was nowhere to go.
McLean out to punt. He stands at his own 37-yard line. A low snap bounces to him, bounces a couple times. He's going to try and throw it away, and it is going to be, McLean looks injured there after throwing the ball away, but the defense is going to have to come out. It's a turnover on downs, and it's Husky ball at about the 53-yard line of the Dinos.
Yeah, I think McLean's just not used to getting hit, but truthfully a heads-up play. Bad snap. Bobbled it a little bit. What are you going to do? I mean, you can't ask much more from your kicker than to just get rid of it.
Looks like he's favoring his kicking leg, which would be a problem because that kicking leg's done well so far today. But the Huskies will start from Dino territory. 10:15 to go in the third quarter. It's a handoff up the middle on first down. It's Frank who battles his way near a first down, might be a yard short, but a good hard run there from Riker Frank on first down.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan offensive line is doing a great job of opening up lanes, and these running backs are hitting them hard. There's not a lot of space for them, but they're making it happen. They're finding that room.
Second and short, still in the shotgun. Nios hands it off to Frank again. He tries to kick it outside, breaks one tackle, has enough for a first down, battles through another one before he's taken down to the 36-yard line.
These Dinos need to be wrapping up on those first tackles. They're doing a good job of getting into the backfield and making pressure and getting hands on running backs, but they're not wrapping up and they're not getting the tackles at the initial contact.
A little bit of a speed offense here from the Huskies on this drive as they pass it up the middle on first down. They're going to be close to another first, as that is to number 35, Cody Gutek, the running back, taken down by Deacon Taylor Young.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Saskatchewan stay in a little bit of a fire. This is another way for a veteran team to take advantage of a less experienced team.
Biggs in on the tackle as well. As they go to the hurry up once again, second and short. Handoff up the middle. It goes to Franks, and he will have enough for another Huskies first down.
These running backs hit the hold hard. They're just pounding it and basically saying, come tackle me, come make a play. Dinos aren't doing that. They're not stepping up.
Liam Reed on the tackle there. Another first down for the Huskies. They continue to go with the hurry-up offense. Nios drops back, looking to the flat. It's caught. And another first down for the Huskies as Nios finds number 87, Daniel Perry, pushed out of bounds by Jacob Biggs.
Yeah, and he just continues to make it look easy. These receivers are doing a good job running routes, finding some space, but Nios doesn't need a whole lot of space. He's put the ball where it needs to be regardless.
Another red zone opportunity here for the Huskies. They lead 31-4 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter and looking for more. Niles takes it, fakes the handoff, looking for an option. Now he scrambles, going to the back corner, but it goes out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And so despite the incompletion, I want to point out that that's the difference between a veteran quarterback and maybe a rookie quarterback that would immediately tuck the ball and run. He's still looking eyes downfield, trying to make a throw, because that's what he does best. There's potentially a chance for him to run with the football there and pick up some yardage, but on the flip side, he also puts himself at risk.
2nd and 10 from the 11 here as the Huskies look to punch it in one more time. Two receivers move to Niles' left. Takes the snap, dumps it out to the flat, and Franks takes a bump, but he's into the end zone. And it's another touchdown for the Huskies as he met Jacob Biggs right at the goal line and was just able to cross the line.
Yeah, it was a big shot, but good job hanging on the football, taking the hit for the points. That fullback out, the out routes from the backfield, Saskatchewan loves those plays. We've been practicing those as a Dinos defense forever, and they continue to have success with them because they just execute so well.
37-4 now for the Huskies as they look to tack on the extra point. High snap and a little bit of a fire drill here, and the backup quarterback, or no, it's Cameron Skinner, the defensive back, that holds there, and he couldn't do anything with it as Daniel Flanagan makes the tackle. So 37-4 remains the score with 7:27 to go in the third quarter. The Dinos will return the kickoff. I guess you don't practice that fire drill too much in the preseason.
Yeah, that's something that comes, and I mean, truthfully, if all you do is exactly what happened and just not make anything worse occur, maybe you haven't done exactly what you need to do, but it could be worse, that's for sure.
And defensive back Cam Skinner gets his name on the stat sheet as a quarterback there,
Isn't
taking
that
a
true?
sack.
Isn't that true? Yeah, it can be tough with the fire drill because, the receivers, the intended receivers, may not hear you, or they get locked up in blocks. It's one thing to practice it, it's another thing to execute it in a game time situation.
Huskies kick off. They have a 33-point lead here, still halfway to go in the third quarter. The kick is off, taken by the Dinos at the 5-yard line. Upfield quickly there, as I believe it was Matthew Clark on the return. He's taken down at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, more good disciplined special teams. One thing's for sure, there's been a lot of big hits today between both sides of the football. You can hear them loud and clear up top, just cracks and pops all over the place.
See what the Dinos can do on offense with this possession, as it remains Sananas in the backfield. Pistol formation, play action on first down. Sananas looking for an outlet, passes it off there, and taken down at the 25-yard line is number 85, Gob Dang, his 4th reception of the evening. Definitely the most productive receiver for the Dinos.
Yeah, and we see them execute on a little quick out. That's a small step in the right direction, but of course it's going to take a lot of quick outs to get all the way down and score 6.
Sananas, the second-year quarterback out of Lachine, Quebec. Now 2 for 2 on the evening. We have an injury on the far side of the field there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a cramp. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's cramping, just the way he's sitting, look on his face, and what the trainers are looking at right now. Looks muscular, calf. I mean, it's hot, right?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Catley Joseph seems to be defensive back that's down on the field.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like a cramp for sure.
Stretch out that calf. That's tough. You know, when it's hot like this, it's the whole, like, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, right? You got to be hydrating well ahead of the game, and even then, I mean, a lot of things can cause cramps beyond hydration, but that's the usual assumption.
And you did a few games last season, and it certainly wasn't this weather.
No, it was the opposite. We're up here in the booth wearing sweaters and jackets trying to stay warm.
As we take another look at it here, I believe he was the tackling party here.
Yeah, he's in coverage for sure. I mean, I think it's got to be a cramp. I don't see any sort of impetus for that other than things must have just locked up.
Really just walking off without any sense of a limp as well here. So hopefully just a cramp. It looked like just a cramp. It's 2nd and 8 here for the Dinos from their own 25-yard line. They look to get something going here. It's just the 4 points on the board so far. Sananas drops back, looks to the out, and completes to Dang, who has enough for a Dinos first down.
Well, the Dinos are starting to execute, but Saskatchewan is also, I think, just kind of letting these underneath routes happen, right? When you think about it, score aside, you're not going to get beat by quick outs, right? You let the quick outs happen all day long, keep it in front of you, make the tackles, force guys out of bounds, whatever the case. And now when you factor in the score, it just makes that point even more poignant, because that's all you got to do.
Gob Dang, the first year from Vancouver, has to be happy with his first Canada West start. As play action on first down. Cuts back the other way. Nobody home, though, and he just has to throw it away.
Yeah, it looks like they were going for a screen there, and I think Saskatchewan was all over it, or at least was in the area of the receiver, and so smart to just throw it away.
2nd and 10 here for the Dinos, as they just haven't had that home run play that we've seen from the Huskies 3 or 4 times so far.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it's in the arsenal, but they're not in a position to be playing that kind of football, right?
Pistol off to the left. Sananas rolls out, looking deep here, and it's just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Dante Carbone. But right after we talk about it, the Dinos try that home run ball, and it's just long.
Yeah, Carbone, I'm not sure if he let up. I'm not sure if he thought the ball maybe wasn't thrown as deep as it was, but it just looked like he slowed up slightly. And, you know, I'm wondering if he really had pressed, if he would have had a chance at that.
Yeah, it didn't really look like he got into 5th gear there as he was running down the field, but nonetheless, the Dinos will punt once again. 5:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. McLean back out there to kick the ball away. This one, bit more of a wobbler, and it bounces off the hands of the returner and out of bounds safely. We have a flag back around the line of scrimmage.
We had a couple players tied up there. I don't know if that's going to be a hold or maybe a little bit of rough play, but not quite as pretty a kick, but still very effective. Right up the sideline, plenty of depth.
Still about 47-yard kick, so can't complain about that, and no return on the play. We'll see if they move them back even further. And it looks as if that's the case. We'll hear from the referee.
The kick ball went out of bounds without being touched. Therefore, there is no foul on the play. First down.
I'm not sure why that would have been a penalty if it was touched.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, but again, I like that the referees are talking about it, figuring out, and making the right call. I'll never fault them for picking up a flag.
Niles still out there, fakes the handoff, pass up the middle, and there's room to run. It's gone to the 48-yard line as the Huskies with a big play on first down, and Deacon Taylor Young with the tackle. But a nice pass there up the middle, and it's Jesse Kunitz who makes the catch.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's coming back, and just a quick hitter, knowing that pressure's coming, and hit the slant. Let the receiver make a play after the ball's in his hands.
Holding on the play, it looks like. So it'll come back 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 20 for the Huskies, who have to try once again.
Yeah, despite the score and whatever, that's frustrating when that sort of thing happens. You make a big play, everyone's excited, and it doesn't matter.
Niles in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. And it's 1st and 20 from inside the 20. Niles drops back to pass, looking for a lane, dumps it off on the screen. A big block up front there, and a decent tackle will get the Huskies back to near the original line of scrimmage.
Screen pass has been effective for the Huskies. We talked about the Dinos being athletic and aggressive, and at times that can be to your detriment. And I think the defensive line, the players in the box, need to have an awareness similar to the receivers down in distance. Receivers down in distance for getting the first down. Make sure you run your deep enough yardage. The D line needs to think, if I'm pressing too hard upfield, there's a chance of getting, exactly, this is too easy.
Yeah. Scott Thomas with the tackle there, or it could have gone for even more. And it's 2nd and long here for the Huskies. Dropping back, Niles dumps it off to Kabongo. He has some room around the outside, but a great tackle there to stop him short of the goal. And again, it is Scott Thomas, 2 straight big tackles to force the Huskies punting unit onto the field.
And of course, just to finish that last point, the down and distance I'm referring to is you've got a long down and distance, like 20 yards. You got to expect some sort of shovel pass,
draw,
screen. Yeah. Like you name it. Like you got to know that something like that is likely coming.
So the Huskies out to punt. Haven't done it too much this evening. And another good kick. Breaking one tackle there. Almost had a hole, but Taylor Young just wrapped up there as it looked like he might squeeze away and get a few more yards.
No, continued great special teams play. Good kicks. That was a decent little return, but not to take away from also good coverage. Like, that's the best battle we've seen today has been in the punt game.
The Dinos will start from their own 48-yard line. They still trail 37-4 with 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. As this is the opening game of the Canada West football schedule. It was 17-13 for Manitoba heading into halftime against the Rams, as it'll be Matteo Spolatini back in at quarterback here after watching a couple of drives. Spolatini looks to the out, now looking for a deep ball here is Dang going up for it, and just in and out of his hands, as some great coverage there from number 3, Charlie Ringland.
Yeah, it's excellent coverage. Hip to hip with Dang, and you'll see that he gets his head around to be able to break the play up. Because you can get your hands up there and deflect the ball all you want. If you're not looking for it, it's a penalty.
And he came through the hands of Dang as well, who looked to have possession for a quick second.
Yeah, excellent defense. See his hands up and through, pull him apart. Yeah, it's textbook.
2nd and 10 here for the Dinos. Spolatini back under center, rolls out to his right, continues the roll, doesn't have a whole lot, passes it to the outside, and the pass through the hands of the intended receiver, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
All kinds of pressure up front for Saskatchewan. They're just having a heyday out there. It's not easy being a Dinos quarterback today.
Matson Tulloch, the intended receiver there, yet to have a reception. Another punting situation for the Dinos. I like the deep ball attempt, though. They're coming out on 1st down. They're not just going to hand it off or throw the quick out. They're trying here on offense. It's a young offense, a young quarterback, and it's going to take a little while for them to get together. Punt coming from the Dinos. Another good punt to the wide side of the field. Now it's going to bounce once and picked up on the hop, and a great tackle there downfield by number 9, Osasri Odemwingi.
Yeah,
He's made a few great special teams plays so far today.
Yeah, so they decide to go wide side more often. You go short side with your kicks. That's usually what's anticipated. Wide side, force the returner to go get it. And just a great job. First man down, breaking down, not letting the returner have an advantage. Excellent open field tackle.
Long field here for the Huskies. They start from their own 17-yard line. It's a pass on first down. Nios doesn't have anyone for now. He's going to roll to his right and get it downfield, and it's broken up nicely there in the defensive backfield by the Dinos, number 22 and number 5, Deacon Taylor Young beside Nate Beauchemin. A good defensive play there from the Dinos.
Yeah, we got a little help from the safety there, but you see on Nios biding his time, waiting, continuing to keep his eyes downfield. He's looking. He wants to throw this football. And unfortunately, you know, it gets a little bit of a duck flap there. If that's a tight spiral and on point like he intended, that might have been a completion.
Second and long here for the Huskies from the 18. 1:50 to go here in the third quarter. They lead 37-4. Nios drops back to pass, looks for the out, finds it, but a great tackle there from number 50, Owen Porku. And it's going to be short of the first down.
That's a long throw across the field, but he's got the confidence to make it.
And it looks like the punting unit's going to come out. Job done here for the Dinos defense.
Well, the Dinos can feel good about another stop.
Soley standing back at his 12-yard line. Gets the snap chest high, and he'll go wide side too. Kicking away from the returner. Now it bounces back the other way on Zach Smith. Smith back there trying to make something happen. And he'll be wrapped up after just a couple yards gain.
Yeah, we got a no yards flag, but ball had hit the ground, so this is a minor penalty. It's 5 yards. Frankly, if I was the special teams coach, I'd say ball hits the ground, just go tackle him. Take the 5 yards.
Saskatchewan 48. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
I've noticed personally that they're kicking to the wide side of the field, both teams on punts, and I've seen it a lot in the CFL game as well this season. And, you know, growing up playing football, it was always kick to the short side of the field and try and cover from the other side. But it's tougher to get that return if you're kicking it all the way across this wide Canadian field.
I think it's a bit of a tendency breaker, too, if nothing else.
Spolatini hands it off on first down. Nowhere to go. As it is number 20, Javier Williams, trying to get through the line, but he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a beast of a play. Massive push up the middle, just I'm bigger and stronger than you, and I'm going to tackle the runner.
Nathan Julie, the nose tackle there on that play. Comes right up the middle and wraps him up. I guess in a 3-4, I'm playing more of that defensive end type of role.
Yeah.
Pass here, Spolatini's pressured immediately, and he's going to be wrapped up for the sack. And the Dinos are going to have to punt once again.
Yeah, this 30 defense is effective. They definitely have the personnel. They've got some big, strong guys up front that can control that offensive line, and then the linebackers to fill gaps as necessary. And they're getting tons of pressure, controlling the line of scrimmage. Saskatchewan has played a very good football game
And
today.
you notice Spolatini's eyes drop immediately when he felt that pressure looking to run and was wrapped up quickly.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't think he had the outlet route that he needed for the pressure that was presented.
Another punt here from the Dinos, this one a little higher. And another good kick there will bounce around the 35-yard line. 34 we'll call it. And that will do it for the third quarter, as it is Huskies 37, Dinos 4 heading into the final frame. You're watching Canada West football on TELUS Optic and CanadaWest.tv.
A Coke
Is a Coke.
Is a Coke.
It's the same for everyone.
You can get one if you want it.
No matter where you're from.
He drinks Coke and she drinks Coke.
Even though they disagree.
And while the bottles look alike, you aren't the same as me.
Stars drink it.
Chefs drink it.
Farmers want one when it's hot. There's a Coke here if you're thirsty.
But that's cool if you're not.
We all have different hearts and hands.
Heads holding various views.
Don't you see? Different is beautiful. And together is beautiful too.
We are back for fourth quarter action here as we take a look at a few of the highlights from that third quarter of play, and Mason Nius just continues to roll. 24 of 33, 368 yards and 5 touchdowns. I mean, I would be shocked if we see him for the entire fourth quarter here.
Yeah, no, I agree, but he's standing out there right now, so we'll see what happens. Much better quarter for the Dinos, and not to take, still a perfectly fine quarter of football for Saskatchewan, but that's a little more of what I hope to have seen for the entire game was, okay, Saskatchewan's the bigger, stronger, better team. They're probably going to score a few more points, and, it's going to be a tough one for the Dinos to win, but not quite the spread that we saw in the first half, right?
Absolutely.
The Dinos were a little tighter there. They're completing some passes. They're stopping the run and the pass from time to time and forcing Saskatchewan to really earn it instead of these quick hitters.
Can you take, besides the kickoff that they recovered the ball early in the first quarter, can you take anything away from the fact that the Dinos haven't turned the football over so far in this game?
Yeah, I think from that perspective, it's been, a pretty good football game. It hasn't been sloppy by any means. It's just been, young and undisciplined.
First and 10 Huskies here from the 34-yard line, and it's the end-around play faked, and then up the middle goes Kabongo. It'll be about 5 yards. They get about halfway to a first down on first down.
Yeah, no, we're ultimately just seeing the results of a very experienced team against an inexperienced team. It's not, for lack of effort or quality, players, even execution. It's just, Saskatchewan is tight, experienced, big, strong, fast. Dinos are big, strong, fast, inexperienced, a little looser.
Second and medium here for the Huskies as Niles drops back. Has plenty of time, dumps it off to the running back with room, and Kabongo with a stiff arm and then is thrown out of bounds after a huge gain.
Oh, that stiff arm is effective. He can flex all day long if he wants.
Mashenza with the tackle there out of bounds.
This is the second time we've seen him stiff arm someone into the ground. Now, granted, the tackler was off his feet on that play, but impressive nonetheless.
Huskies back into Dinos territory. They're going to pass on first down. Some pressure. Nios going deep on the backside. Intercepted. Oh, just in and out of his hands. And we're going to get a flag on the play as well. It may be going against the Dinos.
It's entirely possible that we have an offensive pass interference here because Aguirre turned into the receiver, got his head around. It's whose hands is the ref
pass
calling?
Interference. Calgary, number 8, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ultimately, he put his hands on him first.
So it'll be another first down for the Huskies, this time at the Dino 34-yard line.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because his positioning was actually pretty good. The ball was underthrown, and at the end of the play, the receiver had his hands all over the defender trying to make sure he didn't intercept the football, right?
Nouse takes the snap, passing again over the middle. Nice catch over the middle. Enough for another first down. That is to Caleb Morin. And they are in the red zone once again.
Yeah, just clean, effective execution. Deep route over the middle. You know, finding the soft spot in the defense, like just pitch and catch. Like this, look at Nios. He's not pressured. He's taking his time. Like that's an easy throw for him.
Nios now over 400 yards passing in the game, 5 touchdowns, as he looks to add to that stat line here on 1st and 10. Kabongo gets it on first, and he's got a huge hole. He's going to walk into the end zone. It is number 7, Ted Kabongo, with another Husky touchdown.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part with playing man coverage is the receivers spread out, get some depth, take the defenders away from the play, and you're left with a handful of guys inside the box to try to cover down.
I'm not even sure that Kabongo is touched here as we see the replay. Just right through the gap, and he walks into the end zone.
No, the O-line did what they needed to do and just clean up their guys. Receivers take the defensive backs away, and there's nobody left.
Extra point here for Soley. And he puts it through to make it a 40-point lead. It's 44-4. The Huskies lead with 12:50 to go in the final frame.
Yeah, and I'm sure the Huskies will keep pouring it on because that's what you do. They're here to get better too. They're here to think about the next week and the next game, and that doesn't mean taking your foot off the gas.
An update from the Rams and the Manitoba Bisons here. The Rams now lead 27-17 after a blocked punt touchdown. So, Rams a bit of an unknown to me in the Canada West this year, but I guess we'll see what goes on there. They have a couple of guys that were drafted into the CFL that are back for their 5th and final year.
Yeah, the Rams are rarely short on athletes, and they're often a big play offense kind of team. And so with that kind of firepower, you definitely can never count them out completely because it doesn't take much, right? A couple quick hits, and you're right back in it.
Huskies set to kick off from their own 45 again. They're up 40. It goes just into the end zone. It will be returned. Up the sideline, there's a nice gap there, and just short of the 30-yard line is where the Dinos will start, as it was Matthew Clark on the return.
A couple big blocks at the initial point of contact there, creating a seam for a decent return.
It looks as though it will be Sananes back under center here for this drive, as they've kind of alternated the two quarterbacks here in the second half. Sananes in the pistol, gets his receivers in motion, fakes the end around, gets it out to Dang. Dang over the middle, he cuts it towards a first down. It'll gain him about 7 yards, and it'll make a 2nd and short.
Yeah, he's having a nice little game. It feels good for your first start, as much as the score may not make you feel so good in the end. Knowing that you did what you could to help the team is a big part of it.
A little bit of a hurry up here from the Dinos as they're calling the plays at the line. Sananes in the pistol. Handoff up the middle, and a tough cut there, but staying on his feet was the running back, Abrook. Hasn't had a whole lot of success, has Abrook today. And he's going to wind up about 1.5 yards short. Yeah, bring up 3rd down.
Saskatchewan continues to build a wall, the line of scrimmage. But you mentioned the quarterbacks alternating. It looks like we're in a situation now where it's like, hey, try to earn the spot for next week. Or at least to start practice next week.
Next week will be in Regina taking on the Rams. It's 3rd and short here. Under center is Sananes, and it looks like he gained the 40-yard line, which is what he needed to do for the first down, and it is indeed a Dinos first down.
Yeah, it looked like he was able to just sneak underneath there. But he is having some success. He's been able to move the football a little bit in his opportunities, and like I say, it's who gets the opportunity to start the week of practice, because clearly in this situation it's going to be probably a day-to-day sort of decision for next week.
4 for 6 for 31 yards now is Daniel Sananes, slightly better than Matteo Spolatini. Toss play now to Abrook. Abrook looking for a lane, and he's flipped onto his head after a positive gain of about 3 yards. It's going to make it about 2nd and 7.
Yeah, some hard running on both sides. Running backs for both teams have shown no signs of fear hitting the line of scrimmage at full speed.
Abrook looks to be all right. This will be a 2nd and medium here, and a passing situation here for Sananes. Sananes gets the snap, looking backside, and a beautiful catch there in traffic from number 81, Dante Carbone, and he's right near a first down. It may be 3rd and short.
I'm not exactly sure how that ended up being reception and not an interception, because the defensive back is standing in the pocket, ready to go, throw it right to me, thank you very much, and boom, look at that. Just pulls it out of his hands right over top. I mean, that's a tremendous play.
And it's enough for another Dinos first down here as they get to their own 50-yard line. Sananes drops back. It's a draw play here now to Abrook. Abrook dodges one tackle, spinning towards midfield, but only able to get about 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Doing what he can with what he's given, but these linebackers for Saskatchewan, they're big, they're strong, they're tough, and they're making tackles. These guys aren't letting the first tackle go. They're just wrapping, grabbing, locking them down.
See what Sananes can do here on 2nd and 8. As the Dinos near midfield, 8.5 to go here in the 4th quarter. Down big. Sananes takes the snap, drops back into the pocket, finds the crossing route, and it's a big hit there from Carbone again, and he's going to get another Dinos first down into Husky territory.
Oh, he's feeling it. Big catch like he just had, and then laying the boom. That's a feel-good play right there.
Carbone just coming over the middle, catches it down low, and he just lowers the boom on the defensive back. That was Cameron Skinner.
That was the classic hammer in the nail, and he got to be the hammer on that one.
First down Dinos from the 44. Pass over the middle once again, in and out of the hands of, I believe that was Gob Dang that couldn't hang on to that one. The pass just a touch behind him there, but probably one that he needs to make.
Yeah, the reality is if you get your hands on it, you're expected to catch it, right? And tough catches, that's what great players make.
I think Dinos fans should get excited about Dang, though. He's, for his first game in the Canada West, he has been the primary target. He's got, 5 more years of this. I'm excited to see what this young man can do as he evolves in this offense.
Agreed.
Sananes pressured from the backside, throws wide side. He completes the long pass, but it's only for about 2 or 3 yards after probably about a 60-yard pass. And it's going to be 3rd down here. Will it be the field goal unit or the punt unit here for the Dinos?
Yeah, that's another example of youth and inexperience, because that long side out or curl, that's a dangerous throw. That's an easy pick six, relatively speaking, right? So when you look at it from a risk-reward perspective, what's the reward? 3-4 yards? Mm-hmm. What's the risk? I mean, I'd say more often than not, you throw that thing away or you just eat it.
Triambari back to kick. There's no returner in the end zone for the Huskies on this 50-yard attempt. That's interesting. Triambari puts it up, and it's wide, but there's no one back there to return it, so it'll be a single point for the Dinos. It's now 44-5 with 6:51 to go.
He had the leg, just couldn't quite get it where it needed to be. A few signs of light there for the Dinos on that drive, though. That was good to see. Considering the situation, you want to see them continue to compete, take it right to the end, right? There's still football to be played. There's still lessons to be learned, reps to be had, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You got to play it out here. You don't want to see quit on a team in week 1 of a football season.
No.
And I haven't seen that from this Dinos team.
No, absolutely not. Have to assume Saskatchewan's going to be taking the approach of really trying to eat up clock here and run this thing down, walk it out, you know.
It looks as though from the huddle up here that it will be a new quarterback in for the Huskies. Anton Amendrud in at quarterback now.
I think Nias deserves the rest of the night off.
Handoff up the middle, met with force and pushed back. A big tackle there from number 52, Liam Reed, who's had himself a pretty good game up the middle, as it will be Anton Amendrud in at quarterback. 6'2", first year from Lloydminster, Alberta.
Yeah, no shortage of physicality, as we pointed out, and you've heard on the broadcast all game. Lots of big, strong, athletic players running into each other at full speed.
Second and about 8 here for the Huskies from their own 44-yard line. Amendrud drops back, looking for an outlet. He's going deep. He has a man, but just out of the reach of Caleb Morin. And that'll bring up third down for the Huskies.
Just ran right by his defender. Full speed, not really even much of a move. Just, I'm going deep, try and catch me. And the ball was just thrown a little bit too far. Should have been a touchdown.
Punting here are the Huskies from their own 30-yard line. The kick to the wide side and will be caught by number 2. That's Smith, who takes a pop and gets it just past the 25.
Well, the quality special teams play continues.
Who comes out at quarterback here? It looks like Spolatini back out now as they look to be alternating. Which, you know, with 2 young guys, I don't mind at all. You just, until someone takes the reins, you give them both a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Fight it out. May the best man win.
Spolatini in the pistol, 2 to his right, 3 to his left. Spolatini fakes the handoff on first, puts it over the middle. Nice catch there by Desjardins, and he's in over the 40. That's going to be a Dinos first down.
Yeah, that was a good catch too, because that ball was thrown a little bit behind, but he managed to adjust his body and catch it in his hands, not in his pads. A key component to a difficult catch. See, reaches up above his shoulder pad there. A lot of guys would try to kind of tuck it and catch it in their armpit, and that's usually when it gets popped out.
First down, Dinos from the 43. Handoff up the middle, but nowhere to go for Javier Williams, and he's eaten up well into the backfield.
Yeah, I know the O-line has been a bright spot for the Dinos for a long time, but I know that they're dealing with quite a few injuries right now. They have a surprising shortage of, you know, ready-to-go starting O-linemen when you consider what they've had over the decades and the absolute pipeline to the CFL that the Dinos' offensive line has been.
Second and long here, about 13 to go from their own 39. Dinos trailing by 39, 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And that's going to be a third time count violation of the night against Spolatini, something that I'm sure will be worked on in practice this week.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me thrice. I don't know.
I never got that.
Coach, outside 3 minutes. It's 5 yards.
So no, you can't take the loss of down here because it is outside that 3-minute warning mark. So it is just a 5-yard penalty. We go 2nd and 18 now. Spoltini drops back, has a decent pocket, throws it to the out. Spin towards the middle, but wrapped up at the 40-yard line. It is number 20, Javier Williams. He gets about 6, but it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, and in that situation, again, Saskatchewan's just backing off. They're saying, you can have 10 yards. It's yours. Take it.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the final frame, as the Dinos will punt once again. Plain gets the snap back, and a beauty this time. Cross field, caught on the run though, and upfield after a big hit there from number 9, Osashri Odemwingie. I mean, I don't even have to look at the sheet anymore to know who's the first one down the field making tackles.
Yeah, no, he's making plays. He gets down there fast, and he has that good balance of breaking down, slowing down, controlling his body, but still maintaining a certain amount of momentum and explosion through the hit because he's pounding these guys. Another great kick, another wide side kick, more good coverage.
And a 3rd special teams tackle for Odemwingie today, who doesn't line up in the linebacker core too often, but is a special teams ace for this team. Handoff on 1st down for the Huskies, run up the middle, and met quickly was number 21, Caden Miller. He gets about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and I would assume that Saskatchewan continues to just kind of pound the football, try to set up some quick passes, try to eat up clock, just run out these last couple minutes and enjoy the long bus ride home.
Now we have a whistle on the play here.
Of course, it's 2022. They probably fly.
That's true. Waiting to see what the call is here that they've stopped the play for. They've reset the clock to 3 minutes as they missed the 3-minute warning, I believe.
Well, there was a moment there earlier. Saskatchewan had thrown an incomplete pass and then went to punt, and the referee whistled it in and the clock kept running. I was a little bit confused by it, but at this point in the game, what's a few seconds?
Amundsen drops back, looks to the flat. That pass incomplete as it was intended for Jesse Kuntz. But he drops that after taking a bit of a jarring hit.
Yeah, that's tough because really, he did a good job getting himself open, ran a good route, ball's thrown behind him, makes an attempt to make the catch, but gets nailed in the process. And, that's a tough one. That's not a drop ball, that's a breakup.
Looked like it was Flanagan there to break it up.
Yeah.
Punt up the middle here, and a return for the Dinos. Not a whole lot of room, runs into his own man, stays on his feet, and gains 4 or 5 yards in the process, as it was Zach Smith who ran into his own blocker but was still able to do a little bit with it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but when you're returning kicks, there's guys all over the place, especially punts. You get surrounded by people, and you have to have that head on a swivel, peripheral vision. You almost have to unfocus your eyes and just let your periphery go and just look for movement, because the moment you try to focus on one thing, there's something else in your way, and you have to kind of be able to see everything at once. It's not an easy thing to do.
It will be Daniel Sinanis back in under center. As he rolls out to his left, looking for an outlet, he gets it out to the flat, and that should be enough for a 1st down, as it was Matson Tulloch who hangs on through big contact.
Yeah, you definitely got to give your receiver a high five after hanging on to that football, because that defender had all day to read that throw and 15, 20-yard sprint. I mean, every DB loves a play like that. You just get to unload.
Cameron Skinner, the defensive back that made the hit, was the one run over by Dante Carbone in the last drive, so he's dishing a little bit out himself. Sananis drops back. Pocket collapses, he rolls out, makes a move on one defensive back. He's got room. Sananis steps out of bounds after another first down. He's into Husky territory.
Had a good block there on the edge by one of his receivers, realizing, hey, this is a broken play. Let's free my man up to pick up some yards. We'll see here at the top of the screen, get a little bit of a crack back. It was behind the play.
Just over midfield was Sananis. 2:10 to go here in the fourth quarter as the Dinos look to build a little momentum at least going into Regina next week. Sananis looking for an outlet, finds the out, and that's a late hit as he's down on the ground. It was caught by Ben Britton. Sananis took a very late hit on that play, so I'm sure they will tack on 15 more yards. Just an unnecessary hit there this late in a 40-point game.
Unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan number 50, apply the penalty at the point ball dead. First down.
Well, he took it. He's up. Let's see what happens. That was a good job by the receiver, though, catching the football, turning upfield, making the most of it. They gained like 30 yards on that play.
Absolutely. First down, Dinos from the 28-yard line, 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Sananis remains under center. Blitz coming. He throws the out, but it's batted down. And will go incomplete. Second and 10 here for the Dinos from the 28.
It's just continued good play by that front seven of Saskatchewan. You know, they've controlled the line of scrimmage. They've applied pressure on the quarterback. They've done a little bit of everything today. They've really played a great football game and demonstrated, you know, that they are the core of the defense.
Second down here for the Dinos. Looking to get a few more points. Sananis drop back. Looking deep. The pass is open into the end zone and defended at the last second. That is Cameron Skinner once again, and there's an injury in the end zone there as it's Matson Tulloch.
That ball is in his hands. You know, it's tough when you're getting defended like that. We've talked about it. We've seen a few examples of receivers getting hit as they're catching the football, but, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta make the play. Like, one of the things as a receiver you kind of accept as you leave the line of scrimmage is you're probably going to get a hit at some point on this play, and so you might as well catch the football because you're going to get hit anyways.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a tough play there in the end zone. I thought a pretty good thrown ball maybe could have led him a little bit more, but definitely a play that could have been made in the end zone here with 1:55 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, ultimately you definitely expect your receivers at this level to make those plays. Certainly on a scoring play, you know, make the catch, hit the ground. But, you know, it is what it is, and hopefully Matson's not hurt. You know, it was hard to see whether there was really like a collision point there or if this is another example of like a cramp or something like that. But you never know with muscles and tendons and ligaments, unfortunately.
It looked like he was grabbing his calf, which does usually indicate some sort of cramping.
Yeah, I wonder if he took a knee to the calf from the defender.
Yeah.
That's maybe a little bit of a contusion, looking at the replay there. But he's up, so that's what matters.
Wonder if the Dinos will go. Looks like they're going to go for it here on 3rd and 10 from the 28-yard line. I mean, why not at this point? As it will be Sananis under center in the pistol. 3 to his right, 2 to his left here. 3rd and 10. Sananas has the ball. Pocket collapsing around him. He's trying to gain some yardage forward. He's not going to have enough. That's going to be a turnover on downs at about the 25-yard line. The Huskies will get the ball back.
Yeah, I think you decide to run, you got to run, and you got to keep moving because there's always somebody chasing you down, and they're usually bigger than you.
Yes, they certainly are, especially on this D-line for the Huskies. As they'll come out again. Amundred stays under centers. They'll look to, I assume, just run this clock out up 44-5 with 1:48 to go. Shotgun snap. Amundred has it. Blitz coming from the side. And a nice deflection there as it was 75. Adrian Manatica. I said that wrong.
That's a nice play, right? He's coming free off the edge, trying to be an athlete, make something happen, gets his big hand in the way.
Manakata.
Similar to what we saw on the other side with Saskatchewan batting the ball down earlier.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10 here for the Huskies. Amundred drops back, looks over the middle. D was there a little early, and that flag comes in late. We're going to get a pass interference.
Yeah, for sure. That's tough. You know, when you get a read as a defender, you get a read on the receiver, the ball's coming, you can see it, you want to go make a play, but the receiver's kind of in your way. It's this really funny situation. You have to try to be athletic enough to kind of jump
Calgary
around,
number
reach
22.
around.
Place the ball at the spot of the foul. First down.
It's often easier said than done, but nonetheless, it's a penalty.
Boschman, the guilty party here. I mean, the throw is behind the receiver either way, but he did get there early. It'll be first down for the Huskies at the 34-yard line. Amundred drops back to pass, goes over the middle, completes it this time. The tackle is made just short of a first down out around the 43-yard line. Second and 1 will be what the Huskies are dealing with here with 1:35 to go. Amundred hands it off up the middle. There's a fumble on the play, and it's picked up by Lusician, and it's Dinos' ball at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that just was outright dropped or if it was stripped. It was hard to see from the far side of the field. Pick it up here on the replay. That's just a good old-fashioned strip. Got right on the football, dragged it out of there.
And guess who? Number 9, Osasri Odamwingi forces the fumble there with the hit, and Lusician picks it up.
Here's a player.
Dinos will get the ball at the Husky 44, 1:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Spolatini drops back, passes it wide side. Dang catches it over the 40 to the 39. Will be a gain of about 6 on first down.
Yeah, and we see Dang just continue to do his job, do his part, contribute here today. Of course, hitches and quick outs aren't enough to make it up on the scoreboard, but these are good, solid reps for next week and into the future.
Spolatini gets it to the outside to Smith. Smith turns it upfield and will have enough for a first down.
Dino's not giving up, playing it right to the end, and you know it'd be nice to see them be able to score here, get that monkey off their back at least. and go into the end of this game with, you know, some success, some confidence, some positive things to look at on film, talk about post-game meetings tomorrow and into next week.
I think the clock ran a little early there after a first down. And I don't think they need that much time back on the clock. There we go.
It's a first game for everyone.
1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. The Dinos looking to gain some positives and punch one into the end zone before the game ends. Pressure here. Nice out pass there. And up the field goes number 89, pardon me, Ben Britton. He's going to have enough for another Dinos first down, and they're into the red zone.
Yeah, Dinos are pressing. And they have enough time. They can continue to nickel and dime here. I mean, ultimately the goal here is a singular score, right? Nothing more, nothing less.
Spolatini under center. Looking to pass again, going into the end zone, and it's just swatted away by the safety at the last second. Dang tried to make a play on the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I think you've got a young quarterback giving away where he's throwing that football way too early. There shouldn't be help on that play. That should be a one-on-one. But when you lead with your eyes, you show your intent too soon, you know, help is going to follow.
Second and 10 Dinos from the 17-yard line. Spolatini in the pistol. Looking for an outlet. Goes over the middle. It's caught. As Desjardins makes a big catch, and I think that's going to be another Dinos first down. Maybe just shy.
Yeah, just playing a little bit of small ball.
It's a Dinos
Chipping
first down
away at
here,
it.
near the 5.
That's a good catch in traffic, too, because he's got a defender right on his back. Nice concentration.
First and goal Dinos in the pistol. Handoff to the outside, cut back towards the middle there. That goes nowhere. As it's Matthew Clark on the run. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Injured Husky on the play.
Yeah, you can just see that interior for the Saskatchewan Huskies just doing a great job of containing the running back, working together to make tackles. They've just really had a great day.
I believe that is 99 William Parks, the defensive lineman, down on the play.
I mean, you never want to see guys get hurt, but you especially don't want to see guys get hurt in the last 30 seconds of a game like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully he is okay. Looks like they're just stretching him out there as well, and he's going to get up under his own power. Second and goal for the Dinos, just outside the 5-yard line. 22 seconds remain here in the game as the Dinos hunt their first major of the season here, second down. Spolatini drops back, pressure from the backside. He's going back corner. It's caught, but out of bounds, as it was number 81, Dante Carbone, making the catch, but well outside the stripe.
Another good example of great hands. He just plucked that thing out of the air. He made that catch earlier that should have been an interception, pulled it right out of the hands of the defender. And then Carbone lowered the boom on that other hit, or on that other catch. He's had a pretty good day. Good to see young guys coming out and making plays and showing some positivity for the future.
The Dinos will go for it here. 17 seconds left in the game. It's third and goal from the 6. Spolatini under center. Takes the pistol snap, looking to the outside. He's got room to run. Spolatini trying to get to the outside, but he's pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and it will be a turnover on downs. The C's parted there. I think maybe he just waited a half second too long to go to the end zone.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That would have been nice for the Dinos to kind of, break that goal line, feel that rush of scoring a touchdown and carrying that into next week. But you know what? Compared to the first half into the second half, this was a much better half of football for the Dinos. I think it was much more representative of what this entire game in some ways kind of should have been. And I guess I'm alluding more to like what it'll look like maybe later in the season, because I think there's a lot more room for improvement with the Dinos than there is Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's already riding high, playing at a level well above certainly the Dinos and probably most teams in the country. But it's that whole principle of diminishing returns, right? You get to a point when you're really performing that you can only get so much better. Whereas when you're struggling, there's a lot of room to grow.
And the Huskies will knee it out here on the final play of the night. It's the University of Saskatchewan Huskies 44, the University of Calgary Dinos 5. That is the final from McMahon Stadium. As the first week wraps up for these two teams, the Dinos will be in Regina taking on the U of R Rams next Friday, September 9th, while the Huskies head home for their home opener against the UBC also on September 9th. As Drew, it obviously wasn't the offensive start that we wanted from the Dinos, but maybe the one that was in some ways expected tonight against this tough Huskies team.
Yeah, no, we talked about it from the beginning. The expectation was strong performance by Saskatchewan, uncertain performance by the Dinos, and that's more or less what we saw today. I mean, Saskatchewan obviously played a great football game, and the Dinos are going to have a lot to learn from.
As we see the two teams getting together to share a handshake here, it was a tough start for the Dinos for sure, as they gave up a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, and then on the ensuing kickoff fumbled the ball away for another touchdown. So, you take that slow start away from the Dinos, and I'm not sure that they win this game, but maybe it's a little more indicative of what the second half looks like today.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, the Dinos, I expect to see them play more like they did in the second half and improve as they go forward. And we'll see more and more of that sort of example on the field. Of course, the other piece of it is they'll be playing teams that aren't quite at Saskatchewan's caliber out of the gate, and it'll give them more of an opportunity to build and grow and see the results change.
Do you have a lean one way or the other at quarterback for next week, or do you kind of just alternate drives until someone takes it away next week as well?
I mean, this week in practice is obviously going to be a big factor. They're going to want to see how not only the quarterbacks, but how the linemen, the receivers, how all these guys play together. They're going to be moving people around and seeing what is the most effective mix based on where we're at right now for next week.
And I mean, just one more topic, I guess, before we go here, is the play of that defensive backfield. I thought they made a whole lot more plays in that second half. And I think if they're going to win football games, it starts with that DB group that's a little more veteran than the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think they certainly have the athletes. They have some experience. They have the skill. The question is, can they get the rush? Can they get the support up front? Because you can't leave your defenders in man coverage forever. You have to get the ball out quick. You have to force a quarterback like Nias to get rid of the football. And today he had all day to throw it.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts before we head out today, Drew?
I mean, certainly would love to see, an improved effort, but the good news is you really can only get better from this, and I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams face off later in the season.
Well, that will do it for us from McMahon Stadium today. I'm Riley Pollock. I've been with Drew Carpenter, and you have watched Canada West football on TELUS Optic and CanadaWest.tv.